Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host of the Racing for the Climate broadcast show, Nicki Shields.
Yeah, it looks like there are some issues with Nicki. Nowadays, even though the internet is very fast, sometimes things go wrong as we are live with our Racing for the Climate show since a few events. And I hope she will be back very soon. We are in Spa, Belgium. I'm sure many of you have seen the F1 Grand Prix, which wasn't really a Grand Prix, unfortunately for all the fans and obviously for the drivers as well. We will have good weather conditions, I can tell you that. I'm very much looking forward to the race tonight, or to the event. I think we have a stellar grid, unbelievable how many good names we have on the grid. Sim racers, real racers. Romain Grosjean is back, so that's cool. Esteban Mood, a newcomer in DTM, which I regularly race against, is in the show tonight and racing for the first time in our category. So very much looking forward to that. I'm sure we will have a lot of action, and I hope Nicki will be back soon. Yeah, exactly. And I think we have something prepared to see where we are tonight, where we race. I told you it's in Spa-Francorchamps, Belgium, but we also want to have a look what they are doing in this country. Here we have the 0 facts. Yeah. I mean, here you see where it is. The capital is Brussels. It's not far away. 11.5 million people approximately live there. Climate change obviously is something we all have to face and we have to fight. You see the phasing out nuclear energy by 2025. Majority of energy from natural gas and renewables from 25 onwards. Reducing greenhouse. I was too slow. Didn't see it. Yeah. Mobility, of course, they are very bicycle friendly. Dedicated bicycle highways and bridges. I think they are very far away there compared to Germany. I think much better already in Belgium. And they promote obviously e-bikes and all that, which we need nowadays. We see here, road to zero waste. 70% of total waste in Belgium gets recycled. I think it's quite impressive what they are doing, and then, like I said, I think every country needs to really push hard to reduce, obviously, everything.
The Flanders region aims to achieve a fantastic result. It's so important, and of course everything that we stand for, Mike. Sorry, I've just walked into the studio and I've sort of interrupted you halfway through.
That's very good, actually, because I wasn't prepared at all for that part. So it's good you take over.
Nah, not at all. I would never take over from someone as talented as you, but it is just so critical. And not that I want to tell a personal story, Mike, but you'll be very, very impressed that this year, as part of my effort to reinforce hashtag Racing for the Climate, though racing is not necessarily, I bought myself a new kayak, Mike, and I've been paddling away on the rivers near where I live to do my bit to enjoyment, and also to enjoy the wonderful resource that we have here. And I know you're going to say something really horrible, like it must be a very wide kayak, Dave, for you to be in it. But truthfully, Mike, it is honest with you, friend.
No, that's great. That's great to hear, Dave. I hope you have a lot of fun with it, for sure.
I've been in the water once or twice. Now, of course, we have some wonderful teams taking part in our fantastic racing series, and one of those teams is headed up by a fantastic guy of little hair called Vincent Voss, and it is Team WRT. Let's find out a bit more. The W Racing Team, known as Team WRT, is a professional outfit that was founded in 2009 by former racing driver Vincent Voss and entrepreneur Yves Weerts. Since its inception, Team WRT has gone on to become one of the leading teams in the world of GT and touring car racing around the world, winning endurance classics such as the 24-hour races at Spa-Francorchamps and the Nürburgring, 10 hours of Suzuka, and Bathurst 12 Hour. They also recently won the legendary Le Mans 24 Hours at their first attempt in the LMP2 class. In 2020, WRT entered the world of sim racing for the very first time by competing in the virtual Le Mans 24 Hours and the RCCO #RaceHome Charity Racing Series.
World EX was an obvious choice for us. I mean, we've been sharing a lot of vision with Thomas and Mike. We believe that this was the right choice.
The team has been taking a more proactive approach in committing to its social corporate responsibility by going far beyond just motorsport.
As everyone knows, I think it's getting more and more important, and as a race team we like to act and to do something for sustainability.
Team WRT associates itself with 3 projects that are aimed at improving sustainability. These include World EX as one of the main pillars, alongside, secondly, the Drive Fast, Act Faster project that was initiated by Ferdinand Habsburg, and thirdly, the SRO Sustainability Programme, which was launched by the SRO Motorsport Group. In the recent past, WRT was also awarded with the ACO Sustainable Endurance Award presented by DHL. Just what WRT are doing, and of course WRT renowned for success, and I apologize, Vincent, about my comments about your lack of hair. Someone that doesn't suffer from any lack of hair or any lack of talent is Dries Vanthoor. Dries, great to see you here once again taking part in the RCCO World EX Championship. How are you looking forward to Spa-Francorchamps, a track that is very familiar to you? Okay, well, quite clearly, Dries Vanthoor is not listening to me, as many people choose not to do. But Dries Vanthoor, just one of those drivers that is taking part in this at Spa-Francorchamps, of course. We have so Dries can't hear me. Thankfully, I just thought he was being rude. Nah, Dries is just not like that at all. So the esports team, WRT, of course, with Fabrice Cornelis as well. And I was mentioning there Fabrice Cornelis, of course, the other great driver for Team WRT, that fantastic team headed up by Vincent Voss and Mr. Weerts. Dries Vanthoor is standing by, and there you can see his hair has been styled especially for tonight's appearance here at Spa-Francorchamps. Dries, good evening to you. How are you looking forward to a track that I know that you love?
Yeah, of course. Very much looking forward to driving in Spa. I mean, it's a track I know very well. It's a home track for me. I only live 45 minutes away, so I'm having some issues getting in, but I'm looking very much forward to drive on the track.
Now, for someone, Dries, that has had as much success as you have in real-world racing, actually, you know, there's people like me who are not very good at anything that I do, but to sit in there and this fantastic car that you drive in the RCCO World EX Championship, to get the maximum out of this car, my goodness me, it's jolly hard work, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's completely new for everyone. It's just something, well, we're all not used to, let's say. So it's a cool thing for us all to get used to and to try to get our hands around. But it's a great experience, and yeah, it brings something new to all of us.
Now, of course, Dries, you are following in the footsteps of your older brother, Laurent. Is he proud of your achievements?
Well, I hope so. I mean, last time in Le Mans he said that he was. So I think he is, but somehow for sure there's a battle between us, and we're trying to, show who's best. But I respect him a lot. He's a great guy, and he showed a lot what he's capable of doing. And like I said, I respect him a lot. So I mean, for sure, there was not, for me at least, there was not a big battle between us. But of course, we always try to show who's best. But at the end, there's a big brother love. So let's hope we can continue keeping that.
Headlines. And of course, you must be very, very proud of the fact securing the GTE pole position for the Le Mans 24 Hours with a private Porsche. How cool was that for you?
Of course, it was a great achievement. Of course, coming in with a private team against all the pro categories, fighting against the factory Porsches, Ferraris, and Corvettes. It was a great achievement, but at the end, it was tricky to say if everyone was giving it their all. Of course, it's, like I said, a great achievement for us to be on pole in GTE Pro. For me personally, it was a great experience, but at the end, our race result didn't show the maximum we should have got. But yeah, I mean, at the end, it's very difficult against those factory teams. But it was great to be on pole that moment.
Congratulations to you and well done, and appreciate the end result wasn't perhaps what you had hoped for, but actually to put that car on pole position, that's something you should be really, really proud of. Let's go back to tonight and here at Spa-Francorchamps. World EX, of course, not only about racing, but also about creating awareness for the climate crisis. How important is sustainability in the fight against the climate crisis for you, Dries?
I mean, of course, it's a big topic for everyone, in the world, and I'm trying to, of course, put my foot forward to try and do my best in that. Like I said, it's a big topic for everyone at the moment. We all try to put our best to do the good thing for the climate. I'm trying my best to not throw anything away that is not necessary, and all that things, but. It's a great series, and it's a great thing to be part of, and of course I will try to put my foot forward to put a good thing for the climate.
Let's look at your World EX results so far, or rather let me ask you to look at your World EX results so far, Dries. Satisfied or not?
I would say 50-50. I mean, it's pretty difficult to fight against the pro sim drivers. I mean, they're very experienced. They're very, very, very quick. I'm having my racing duties in real life, which is probably not giving me the full time to be practicing on the sim completely. But I mean, I'm very happy already to be part here and to be able to fight them. Of course, I would love to try and win one complete event, but it will be very tough.
Dries, as we close up, and thank you for your time, and the last thing you need in terms of preparation is yapping to me, of course, but we're delighted that you are. You've mentioned home track for you tonight. Now, this gives you the opportunity to really stretch your legs. I'm talking about the EX0, this fantastic car. Come on, Dries, what can we expect from you and your car tonight?
I would probably say not too much because I've not been practicing so much, unfortunately. I've been quite busy, coming Brands Hatch last weekend, and of course already looking into next weekend the Nürburgring doing the GT Endurance, but I'll give it my best, I've not been practicing so much, but considering I know the track quite well, maybe that's my advantage, but for sure the others been practicing a lot, so let's see. I mean, I don't want to say anything special, but let's see.
Okay. Dries, thank you so much. We wish you all the best for your home race, and who knows, maybe Dries Vanthoor will be the 5th driver to secure a ticket for the finale of the RCCO World EX Championship. Let's take a look right now at those that have already secured that ticket.
Thank you.
4 World EX drivers have already secured their ticket for the championship deciding finale of the RCCO World EX Championship on the famous Nürburgring Nordschleife. Lasse Sorensen, Philippe Dennis, Risto Kappet and Martin Stefanko. TK9 eSpeed's Lasse Sorensen is the man to beat in Season 1 of the RCCO World EX Championship. The Dane was victorious at Silverstone, Sebring and Interlagos and finished second in the last round at Estoril. Philippe Dennis was a surprising winner at Sepang when the US boy won at his debut in World EX, the BS Plus competition. In a spectacular race on the streets of Maastricht, Risto Kappet scored the first victory for Romain Grosjean's R8G Esports, which became the first team to achieve a 1-2 victory in the series. Last month, Martin Stefanko was able to keep Lasse Sorensen at bay in the super final, scoring the first World EX victory for Williams Esports. With 4 more races to go, 4 more drivers could still make the cut. The driver with the most victories will start the championship deciding race from pole position. Right now, Lasse Sorensen. But there is another factor. A bad sustainability rating will cost grid positions. RCCO has partnered with Carbon Connect AG from Switzerland to rate the daily life of drivers who are racing for the climate.
So there we have it, some of the drivers who have already managed to get themselves through to those final rounds. But 4 places still could make the cut. So that's interesting though, isn't it? How the sustainability rating could actually cost them grid position. So I'm rather curious to find out if any of those drivers will actually drop places because of their sustainability ratings, or perhaps they will improve, and perhaps they're making Carbon Connect very happy at the moment. But it's definitely a very interesting and unique approach, of course, in esports. So a wonderful idea there by the organisers, World EX. Now, Carbon Connect is not the only new partner for the series. Let's find out more.
Bilsterberg has become a partner of RCCO and the World EX Championship. The 4.2-kilometre long German track is one of the most demanding racetracks in Europe, with a very special topography, including 26% of grade. Bilsterberg is a leader in environmental protection, which makes it a perfect fit to #Racing for the Climate and World EX. Romain Grosjean is back in World EX. The former Formula 1 driver has had a stunning rookie season in the IndyCar Championship, including a pole position and 2 second-place finishes. The founder of R8G Esports was the first team owner to commit to World EX 1 year ago. US-based Briton Henry Drury will be replacing Gabby Chavez at Patrick Long Esports at Spa this week, as Chavez has clashing commitments. After 2 wildcard entries, Drury will be racing for a World EX team for the first time. The 21-year-old is currently launching the ERA Championship in the USA, an accessible all-electric Formula 4 series coming to California in 2022. He is also the founder of Sim2Real Racing, a company devoted to building an equal, accessible and affordable path to professional motorsports through esports. Malaysian outfit Axel Sports returns to the RCCO World EX Championship at Spa with Alistair Young and Josh Purvine. With 9 permanent teams committed to the series, RCCO still holds a 10th team license and keeps evaluating teams which might get that final license. The 2 wildcard drivers will be Jurnej Simoncic from Slovenia and Belgian Esteban Moot. Esports racer Simoncic came close to defeating Lasse Sorensen in the first ever World EX race at Silverstone in March, while Moot has been nicknamed the Overtaker in his first DTM season, including fierce on-track battles with World EX co-founder Mike Rockenfeller.
I've heard that Esteban Muth has been given Mike Rockenfeller a rather hard time at some of the DTM races this year as a rookie, but hopefully we'll have the chance to catch up with Esteban and also Mike, of course, to see how they've been getting on the track. But before that, actually, we're going to go to our World EX co-founder, Mike Rockenfeller, who's going to take us on a bit of a lap of the EX0 of a lap at Spa.
Welcome to another round of our World EX Championship. We are in Spa-Francorchamps tonight, and I'm very much looking forward to this track. I think we will see great racing. The car is so fast around this track, and a lot of slipstream opportunities. So I'm very much looking forward to it, and now I take you on board like always to explain you a little bit the car and the track. We start the lap. We are on start finish, going to the first corner called La Source. Easy to lock up and miss the apex. It's so tight. It's important to have a really good exit here to take all the momentum down to the most famous part of the track called Eau Rouge. Downhill left, uphill right, and important to be on throttle very early to have a good exit here onto Camel Straight, where we have the first very good opportunity to overtake cars. Now we arrive. Late braking is important, not too late. It's called Le Combe. Right, left, followed by another right hand corner, where we go now towards Brussels. Very easy to lock up, as you could see, and miss the corner. It's so downhill. Here this left-hander is also very nice. You can hook a bit on the curb inside, take the exit curb and go down to Pouhon. It's a double left-hander. Very nice corner. You can feel the downforce of the car and the G-force for sure. Take it flat, the second one, and now we arrive to another right and left combination. I think it's called Campus maybe, I don't know. And now we are at Stavelot, and you know, okay, now we are on the way back to start finish. This right-hander is again very important. Keep the momentum up and use all the speed when you head towards Blanchiment. Also very famous left-hand corner. It's not flat in our car here in the EX0. And then braking for the last chicane, easy to make a mistake, which I did a bit, but it was okay. Four-wheel drive helps you on the exit, and that was a lap in Spa. I hope we see good racing, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Have fun.
Thank you very much, Mike. Brilliant lap there. Well, almost perfect. It can never be perfect though, can it? There's always room for improvement. Eau Rouge, of course, one of the most infamous corners in motor racing. There was lots of action there the other weekend in the W Series and in Formula One as well, at Spa, of course. But that's it for our opening part of tonight's show. Hopefully that's got you in the mood for a bit of racing. Not long till qualifying level 1 kicks off. We're going to take a short break now, but do join us in literally just a couple of minutes for level 1 qualifying to get underway. We'll see you then.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host of the Racing for the Climate broadcast show, Nicki Shields.
Hello and welcome back to Racing for the Climate show. And can you believe it? We are now at round 7 of the RCCO World EX Championship. And we're very happy to say that we are racing at probably one of the greatest racetracks in the world. Well, it's definitely got the most famous corner, that's for sure. Yes, we're talking about Spa-Francorchamps, a place where every racing driver wants to go around, that's for sure. Now, things are getting pretty serious because we are about to head into qualifying level 1. But we've got to also welcome back a bit of a favourite amongst the drivers with us today, back from his well, I would say success in IndyCar. Roman Grosjean is going to be joining us today for today's racing. So hopefully he's been putting in some practice, because I know the rest of the grid really have been, well, they've been proving how successful they can be in this virtual world. Now, the cars will be battling out in head-to-head battles. We're going to see 10 one-lap head-to-head battles, and then only the winners, of course, proceed to level 3. Now, let's go over to Dave Richardson, who's going to explain this unique race format of World EX.
World EX has a unique format with a the winner takes it all approach, and pro racing drivers from the real racing world competing with some of the planet's fastest esports racers. 10 events are scheduled for season 1. 10 permanent teams are racing for the climate and the World Championship titles. Each team has 2 drivers, 1 pro from the real racing world, and 1 esports racer. Every EX Prix has 6 levels, and a total of 17 short rallycross-inspired races. Level 1 is the qualifying. The 20 drivers of the 10 teams go head-to-head in 10 races over just 1 lap. The Level 1 pairings are decided by one of the 10 teams, while a fan vote on Twitter defines which of the drivers will start from pole. So head to Twitter next time to vote for your favourite driver. The 10 winners of the qualifying races proceed directly to Level 3, the quarterfinals. Level 2 is the last chance for all those drivers that were defeated in Level 1. They are challenged by 2 ambitious wildcard drivers who will have the advantage of starting from the front row of the grid. Will they be able to make the cut? The top 3 pro racing drivers and the top 3 esports racers from the last chance race will proceed to Level 3, the quarterfinals. The pro racing drivers are competing in quarterfinal 1, the esports racers in quarterfinal 2. The top 6 drivers of each quarterfinal move up to Level 4, so don't be last or second last. Level 4. It's getting tougher. Only the top 3 drivers of each semi-final will proceed to Level 5, the final. Now, it's time to mix the fastest pro racing drivers with the fastest esports racers. The pros will start from the inside, the esports racers from the outside. The winner will secure the pole for Level 6, the super final. He or she will be joined by the best placed driver from the other group, so watch out for a race within the race. The super final is a 1-lap head-to-head battle which decides the overall winner of the EX Prix. All event winners qualify for the final shootout, which will decide the Drivers' World Champion on the famous Nürburgring Nordschleife. Who will get the ticket for the Green Hell today?
The motto of World EX, and also for Level 1 qualifying.
This is Level 1, the qualifying.
Now, the Level 1 pairings have been selected by Biela Racing Team Euronics for this race, and Axel Sports and local heroes WRT have actually been especially successful in voting on Twitter. Both teams securing pole position for both their drivers. Let's take a look at the pairings. We've got Alistair Young and Axel for Axel Sports and Frank Biela. Head up, we've got Luca Kita, number 11, up against Andreas Jochimsen for TK9 Esports. Speed, I should say. Lasse Sorensen, his teammate, is going to be lining up alongside Philip Dennis. Then in the number 27, Alan Terzic for BS Plus Competition is going to be lining up alongside Liam DeVal for Patrick Long. There we are, Dries Vanthoor. We've chatted to him a little bit earlier in the show. And Nianco esports driver Patrick Niauderhauser. Fabrice Cornelis has been a name that we've been looking at over the course of this racing championship. We'll be lining up alongside Risto Kappet in the number 10. British racing driver Henry Drury, one of the pro racers, up against Bruno Canero. Thomas Schmid for Nianco Plus Esports, and Mickey Boyer, another big name in this competition. And there we have it. Roman Grosjean looking very happy with himself there in his Predator team kit, up against Bruno Senna, the William Esports driver. Josh Perwine in the number 21 will go up against Martin Stefanko in the Williams Esports. Right, there we go. So that is how the drivers will be lining up in level 1 qualifying. Let's have a catch up with Frank Bieler, see how he's doing. He's looking focused at the moment.
Yes, hi, how are you? Nice to be back again.
Good, good. How's the practice been going?
Actually, just now in the wall. No, quite good. It's okay. Not so much running time because it was quite busy. But anyway, that's how it is. Looking forward to it. Being out there on a nice track, Spa-Francorchamps, very interesting track. So let's see how it works.
Exactly. I mean, this must be a Spa a track at Spa that you know very well.
Yes, I've done a few races there definitely in my career. But it's always nice to come back here, no matter whether it's real or in esports, because it's very fast with Eau Rouge and going through Stabilo, going back on the back straight. Very, very interesting, and I'm pretty sure. I mean, no matter where I end up, but I'm pretty sure we will see definitely nice and interesting fights and races. So it's going to be a good evening, I guess.
Excellent. That's what we like to hear. Plenty of entertainment. Well, we're going to sit back and relax while we watch you battle it out for qualifying. Good luck.
Thank you.
So Frankie Bieler then, forgive me, Frank Bieler, Mr. Bieler to me, up against Alistair Young then, and there we go. And, well, a blistering start there. No question about that. So Alistair Young struggling to get away there, but Frank Bieler taking advantage of that, and this is what we're all talking about, of course, this run down towards one of the most famous corners in motorsport here at Spa-Francorchamps, and Frank Bieler really able to stretch his legs now and head up on the Kemmel Straight. It is Frank Bieler against Alistair Young, and Frank Bieler with some 6.5 seconds nearly of margin. However, hang on, Alistair Young might yet catch him up, particularly with exits from turns like that, maybe. So, Frank Bieler there, you can see the margin has gone down to just 2.8 seconds now, proving that you can never relax and you can never think that you have a big enough comfort margin. So Frank Bieler then rounding the Les Com, and that's turn 5, turn 7, and then Bruxelles, which is turn 8 before into turn 9. And it really, really good to watch this. And this is the view that I love the best. The sort of windscreen cam where you really get an impression of the speed that these cars, these fantastic CX-0 cars are able to really propel. Absolutely fantastic machinery. And Frank Bieler then with a very, very good margin now of 11.5 seconds running downhill the beautiful Ardennes region here in Belgium at Spa-Francorchamps. And barring any disasters, I would say that Frank Bieler has got this nailed. Slow, brake, just a little, kiss the apex, kiss the curb. Beautifully done, heading up towards the bus stop now, of course. Another one of the most famous turns, and perfect execution of how to get in and out of the bus stop very accurately. There by Frank Bieler, heading towards the timing line and crossing that beam with a margin of some 20.8 seconds at the end of that fantastic one-lap qualifying special between Frank Bieler and Alistair Young. And so Alistair Young then does cross the line and turns now through La Source. So no question about who took that one. Straight through to level 3, Frank Bieler for the Bieler Racing Team Euronics. And Alistair Young then for Axel Sports then is going to be in level 2.
What happened? At the start.
What happened there with Alistair Young?
I don't know. I don't know the time zone he's in right now. Maybe we have to check with him, but it looked like he was still sleeping. So yeah, was not a great race for sure. So let's see what the next one brings. But I'm sure they will now wake up, both of them, and be ready for the next round.
Yeah, absolutely. They do have a second chance, of course. Right, let's go to our qualifying 2, Luca Kita and Andreas Jochimsen. Andreas, there you are. Andreas, how are you doing? What have you been up to since the last World EX race?
Yeah, thanks. I've been holding up. I've been having just a little bit time off, and just having a bit of a holiday as well. So.
Oh, very nice. What do you do in your time off? Where did you go on holiday?
I've been actually racing in real world as well, and then I've just been home in the holidays because it's I decided to stay home this year because of all the COVID-19 thing and stuff. So
very nice. Oh, well, let's have a quick word to your competitor Luca Kita. See if he's been on holiday recently too. Hi, Luca.
Hey.
Andreas has just been on holiday. Have you done the same?
Nope. I was at home. A lot of sim racing in the last days, so it's keeping on. I hope after this one some break will be good. But yeah, I prepared well for this race. So, well, in the last time I got a lot of sleep because of school starts again. So it's okay.
Good, that's what we like to hear. Right, okay, well, good luck for the race.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So good luck to Luca Kita and to Andreas Jochimsen then. Side by side here at the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps then, the TK9 E-Speed driver up against the Bieler Racing Team Euronics star. Luca Kita and Andreas Jochimsen ready to go head to head as the RCCO World EX Championship continues here. We are at the Circuit Spa-Francorchamps and we await the lights, we await the klaxons, and then we will be ready to rock. Oh, held for a long time until the last klaxon goes, but a very good start from Luca Kita. Now, of course, Andreas Jochimsen going to go and try and go all the way around the outside of La Source. It's very, very difficult, but now we'll try and get a draft off the back of the Luca Kita car as they run down towards Eau Rouge then. You have to be oh so brave to take all the curbs and the painted lines, but you can see how lively Andreas Jochimsen is here and is tracking Luca Kita. On the outside now, they go side by side with the chicane to come, but it's still Luca Kita with his nose in front, or is it? Because Andreas Jochimsen, with a very bold move around the outside, did a very good job, but Luca Kita is fighting back here as they run downhill. This is super stuff, a little love tap between the two of them. Andreas Jochimsen and Luca Kita virtually welded together. Absolutely brilliant stuff in this Q1 that we're enjoying here at Spa-Francorchamps. On board with Luca Kita then. Takes the curbs, runs just a little bit wider than Andreas Jochimsen, tries to get a bit of a slingshot out of this turn to put himself on terms. And Luca Kita, whoa, well done. He avoided really clattering into the back of Andreas Jochimsen. Great driving, good respectful driving from both of them here. Really enjoyable to be part of this. Look at the speed that's carried through that right-hander. You have to be so brave. And again, here comes Luca Kita building. Good racing room left by Andreas Jochimsen before he closed the door. Absolutely fantastic. The bus stop to come now. You can make it work for you, I am told. I've only ever done it in a rental car. And here we go. It's going to be Andreas Jochumsen across the line, literally a tenth ahead of Luca Kita. That was brilliant, guys.
I don't know if it touched you there or if it just.
Where? Bloschema?
In the downhill, in the downhill after first chicane.
Yeah, my wheel go full to the left, but I thought it was my brake. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I didn't see any touch, sort of. So.
Yeah, I think that was too much brake.
Yeah.
All fine. But nice battle, man. That's.
Yeah, you too. It was a good track to battle, I guess. It shoots these cars pretty well, I think.
Yeah, Rouge was holy.
Through to level 3, Luca Kita. Got a battle level 2.
So that was a very close race between Luca Kita and Andreas Jochumsen. But let's catch up with Lasse Sorensen, who seems to be the man to beat in this competition at the moment for TK9 eSpeed. Lasse, how are you doing? How do you feel about racing at this track, Spa?
I'm doing very good, and hopefully you guys are doing well as well. I feel this is like the most fantastic circuit on the calendar. I really enjoy Spa, both in real life but also in the sim. It's just fun to go around here, even in these fast electric cars.
Good. And how do you rate your chances against competition? Philip Dennis, you've come up against him in the past.
I think it's going to be about how you use the slipstream a lot on this track, so I think it's like a 50-50, I would say.
All right then. Oh, there he is, the man himself, Philip Dennis. How are you? Right, Lasse was just saying that this race is going to be all about the slipstream. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just about getting yourself in the right position and holding off the other car. I mean, the draft is very strong, and the aero wash is just as good as the draft. So it's going to be difficult.
All right, well, we'll leave you to it. Good luck for qualifying 3.
Thank you.
Really good to hear from both of the drivers then who are lined up together. It's the battle between TK9 eSpeed and BS Plus competition. Lasse Sorensen up against Philip Dennis. Love this camera shot then, as we can see cars millimetrically perfect in their grid boxes. And we are just 10 seconds or so away from the start of this level 1 shootout. Who will it be to take the honours? Will it be Philip Dennis or Lasse Sorensen? Let's find out. Oh, very good start from Lasse Sorensen, really getting the bounce on Philip Dennis there. And we track the cars all the way into turn number 1, last source. And Lasse Sorensen, of course, where he will be vulnerable now is, of course, he will give the draft opportunity to Philip Dennis. So it's not all over by a long shot yet as they climb Eau Rouge now and head up onto the Camel Straight with the chicane to come. And look at the benefit of the draft then that Philip Dennis and Lasse Sorensen were talking about. Now into the chicane. Dennis then to the inside and has very nicely got the inside line. Then all of a sudden is sideways and around. So Philip Dennis then is going to have to get the car pointing in the right direction again as Lasse Sorensen disappears up the road. What a shame, because that was shaping up to be an absolutely fantastic quali lap between these two pro racers and two absolute stars. Lasse Sorensen, who of course has been hugely successful in the Racing for the Climate Championship, and now he's out on his own with
Lasse Sorensen. Please swap position.
Wow. So Lasse Sorensen has got to give the position back to Philip Dennis. Oh, just when you think you can't drive any more drama into this, race control advising Lasse Sorensen to hold up and wait for Philip Dennis. Now this is going to be a nightmare for Lasse Sorensen to be able to try and get by Philip Dennis in what's left of the lap here. You can see, here comes Philip Dennis. And Lasse Sorensen now will immediately try and get into the draft of Philip Dennis and find a way by. And it is possible. It's not all over yet. So Blanchimont and heading up towards the bus stop chicane. Lasse Sorensen trying to get the draft. Philip Dennis trying to break it as well. It's very, very close between these two. Lasse Sorensen inside line, Philip Dennis outside line, neck and neck, absolutely side by side. Lasse Sorensen, Philip Dennis goes into the runoff area. This is going to be a photo finish between the two of them. Absolutely brilliant stuff. 2/100ths of difference between Lasse Sorensen and Philip Dennis. Thank you guys for entertaining. Not sure how much influence race control had in that, but I tell you what, it drove the entertainment value for us. Lasse Sorensen just besting Philip Dennis by literally 2.5/100ths. A fantastic Q race between Lasse Sorensen for TK9 eSpeed, who goes through to level 3, and Philip Dennis for BS Plus competition, got to do it in level 2.
Well, that was a phenomenal race there. But joining us now in our next qualifying race is Alan Terzic for the BS Plus competition team. Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm good.
Now, we just saw a really interesting race between Philip Dennis and Lasse Sorensen. It looked like there was a little bit of contact. Race control deemed that actually Lasse Sorensen had to give a place back to Philip Dennis. So are you going to be trying to keep your race nice and clean?
Whatever happens, happens. I'm going for the win, and we'll see what happens.
Simple. There we go. Brilliant. Love it. All right. Good luck, Alan.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, that really was a fantastic race, wasn't it?
It's going to be Alan Terzic up against Liam DeVall.
Right, here we are. Liam, is that Liam? There we are. You're slightly in the dark, Liam, but we think that's you.
Yeah.
Liam racing for Patrick Long eSports. Hey, there you go. That's much better. We can see that beautiful face. So, big competition with Alan Terzic. He's pretty focused and said, well, it was kind of an elbows out approach, I think he felt, for this race. What's your strategy going to be?
Yeah, I'd rather have picked someone else if I had the choice. It's very quick, and for some reason, it's not been clicking with me so far. I'm not very fast so far, so hopefully I can, with my racecraft, outrace him. I think I'll have to do it with that. And sure, elbows out, of course. I always try to win, but I'm on 2 yellow cards, so I have to be very, very clean as well. So let's see what happens.
Oh, yeah. Keep it clean then. All right. Take care and good luck for the race.
Thank you.
Very good point Liam was making there. 2 yellow cards. You have to factor that in and consider that as well, because we're getting to the sharp end of this championship. So it is Alan Terzic for BS Plus competition up against Liam DeVall for Patrick Long eSports. About to do battle here at Spa-Francorchamps. There is 19 turns, 10 left, 9 right-handers, 7 kilometers of pure power. We love this place, and the guy's going to absolutely love driving it. Just going back to that Philip Dennis, Lasse Sorensen, fantastic fight in Q1. That was superb to enjoy. Right, cars are approaching the grid now. We are about ready to go racing. So there we can see Alan Terzic already lined up, ready to rock. We just await Liam DeVall, who is just finishing his makeup, and then we'll be on the grid as well. There he is, as if by magic, and we are once again but 10 seconds away from the start of this level 1 qualifying race. So looking forward to this. Hold on to your hats, everybody. I predict a very good one, And off they go. It looks like a very good start from Alan Terzic. Sure enough, he's got the inside line going into turn number 1, which of course does mean that the benefit of the slipstream is going to go the way of Liam DeVall. As he said, he's got 2 yellow cards. He's got to keep it clean and tidy. So carrying so much speed. First left, then right, and then into the wall for Liam de Waal, but he's got it pointing in the right direction again, but that's played nicely into the hands of Alain Terzic then. And Liam de Waal, who we can see on screen as well, he will be regretting that move. Of course he will, because he's got to try and make up some 9 seconds now. And barring any mistake from Alain Terzic, that's going to be a big ask, even in on a 7-kilometer circuit. So Alain Terzic running downhill now. Love this part of the track where you cannot afford to relax for even a moment. And Liam de Waal is certainly not doing that. He's trying his level best to regain and get back on terms with Alain Terzic. But as I said, it's going to be a very, very big ask, just proving that the most tiny of mistakes is going to come back and bite you on the bottom. Alain Terzic then, I'm not going to say he's relaxed and cool as a cucumber, because of course he can't afford to make a mistake either, but he has got a margin of some 16.5 seconds over Liam de Waal, and therefore if he can just keep it between the white lines, which is precisely what he didn't do there, carrying so much speed, Alain Terzic should have this absolutely nailed and lined up. Liam de Waal chasing for all he's worth, using a bit of opposite lock to control the slide, but then finds himself in the gravel. It's going from bad to worse for the Patrick Long eSports driver. So here we can see Alain Terzic then heading towards breaking the timing beam and taking victory in that Q1 race by a margin of some 20 seconds. So Alain Terzic goes through. Liam de Waal will live to fight another battle. And there he is, making his way through the bus stop now and heading up towards the timing line. Alain Terzic then undisputed victor in that Q1 race. And Liam de Waal, P2. That's the way we have it then. And all eyes next, focused, of course, on the next one. Qualifying 5 to come for our pro drivers. There, confirmation of the result then from race control. Alain Terzic, BS Plus competition, going straight through to level 3. Liam de Waal for Patrick Long Esports will fight again, and he will do that in level 2. This is hashtag Racing for the Climate, World EX.
So Alain Terzic there, not cracking under pressure, unlike Liam de Waal. Let's find out how Dries Vanthoor and Patrick Niederhauser are feeling. Guys, will you crack under the pressure like we just saw from Liam, or are you feeling quite cool about this race?
Well, so far I'm alone here for the qualifying, as I've heard that Dries is having some technical issues, unfortunately.
Oh, well, that takes the pressure off a bit.
Yeah, everybody's watching me alone now, so still trying to put a decent lap together for qualifying.
Yeah, exactly. Put in a good lap now to help you in the level 2 qualifying session. Good luck.
Thank you.
So at the moment then, we have Patrick Niederhauser for Nianco Esports out on his own because of technical problems for Dries Vanthoor. What a great shame that is. So Patrick Niederhauser making himself comfortable then, and he's got to do it all on his own. But of course, this gives him a unique opportunity, doesn't it, to get all the knowledge that he needs with these cars and this track, which of course he is familiar with. Lights are out. It's a brilliant onboard shot then as Patrick Niederhauser for Nianco Esports approaches turn number 1, the right-hander, where you clip as much of the curb as you dare. Then just let the car levitate towards the outer side of the track before then hugging the pit wall and trying to get as close as you dare to the curbs through Eau Rouge, then taking it really, really well. So this is a brilliant onboard lap, effectively, with the Nianco Esports driver, giving us this privileged position. Patrick Niederhauser at his best, braking. I'll tell you what, he left a break into a lot later than me as he goes sideways. Oh, Patrick, He was doing it merely for entertainment value for us, you know.
Yeah.
As now through the right-hander. Come on, Patrick. As I said, he's going to glean all the knowledge that he can of this EX0 car here on the Spa-Francorchamps. Just look how hard he is working here. Patrick Niederhauser, then hugely successful driver, of course, and delighted to have him in the World EX Championship now, running downhill, left-hander. Now the car pulls to the right-hand side because you're carrying so much speed. Double apex, of course, and heading up towards turn number 12 now, braking. And turn 12 quickly becomes turn number 13. Turn through that left-hander, then up towards the campus turn, which is turn number 14. Again, it's like another double apex turn because you have the campus turn before turn number 15. And there he is through there. Then you can really, really open up the throttle and go for it, heading towards Blanchimont. Then turn 16 and turn 17. Listen. Oh, there was a little bit of a lift from Patrick. I thought it was going to be taken absolutely flat, says he, who would be scared to dicky fits, that's for sure. So into the bus stop, first right, then left, and Patrick Niederhauser then all out on his own. A completely one-man show then from Patrick Niederhauser, and a real shame that we didn't get to see Dries Vanthoor, who, of course, we spoke to earlier on today. But well done to Patrick Niederhauser. Just giving us a little slide there to encourage us yet more and really entertaining us. So Patrick Niederhauser, then he's going straight through to level 3. Dries Vanthoor hopefully into level 2, of course. So the Nianco esports driver victorious in that one-on-one. In fact, it was not one-on-one, it was one on his own.
Round 6, we've got Fabrice Cornelis and Risto Kappet going head-to-head. Mike, what did you think? I mean, we can't really do too much analysis on Patrick's race there.
Not really, but
it was a good lap.
Yeah, well, it was nice to see the onboard shot and, you know, how focused he is and how tense his muscles were. So it was quite nice to watch still, but obviously we would have loved to see a battle with Dries.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully Dries can come and join us in the next level of qualifying, that's for sure. What's been your favourite qualifying race so far?
Well, I have to say I really liked the race. Well, there were a few, to be honest. For sure, the one with Lasse, when he had to wait, basically. And then they had a good race again from Blanchimont onwards. So that was brilliant, and you see what you can do if you have fair racing. He waited because he pushed the other car off in the beginning of the lap, and then, you know, we had a really good battle again. So really like that.
Love it. Well, let's have a quick catch up with one of our drivers for the next qualifying race, Fabrice Cornelis for esports team WRT.
Hello.
Fabrice, hello. How are you? How's the preparation been going ahead of this week's race?
Oh, damn. Just when you start talking, I crash on Uru, so that's looking promising. That's been good, of course. It's my home track, so I love racing on Spa, and it's an incredible circuit, so looking forward to it.
Aha, so you've got the benefit of being on home soil. That always helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's an extra. It's an extra.
All right, well, let's hear from Risto Kappet for the RHG esports team.
Good evening.
Good evening, Risto. Good to see you again, as always. How's the preparation been going ahead of this race? I mean, you're an expert now when it comes to World EX and racing that rather terrifying electric car.
Yeah, gathering experience, especially with this format of driving. But there are still some guys who are faster than me, but you never know. Now that we have Roman racing, of course, I have to impress, so I'll be trying hard. But the main thing is just to stay clean, and then we'll see how the event pans out.
What do you think the key is to winning at Spa?
Besides not crashing, also not killing the front tires. You really have to maintain them and not overheat them, especially when you have the three lap races. In the long corners, you have to be patient.
All right, well, good luck for your qualifying level 1.
Merci.
Well,
good luck, man.
Let's see.
Good luck.
If anyone got the award for the politest drivers, it would be Fabrice Cornelis and Risto Kappet. Good evening. Good evening. Very, very pleasant individuals and lively racers as well. So the klaxons sound then, and we are ready to go. Risto Kappet and Fabrice Cornelis. Good start from Risto Kappet initially, then Fabrice Cornelis. I love this shot here, but Kappet gets the upper hand here over the Team WRT driver, who is now relegated to P2 as they run through, take the curbs. It is Risto Kappet and Fabrice Cornelis who's around and into the barriers.
Fabrice. But I can't do my game.
Oh, Fabrice. Home track as well. The advantage of that not working in your favour because Risto Kappet has some 8 seconds of margin over Fabrice Cornelis now, but anything can happen yet. So Risto Kappet has got to keep it neat and tidy, of course, because he knows, even though he's got a margin of just over 8 seconds, that just one lapse of concentration, that would allow Fabrice Cornelis to get even closer in terms, and he has got a big margin, but Risto Kappet, you can see just how hard he is concentrating here. Because, as Nicki alluded to, these cars are utterly terrifying if you're a driver of the standard of Nicki and myself. Of course, for Risto and for Fabrice, they seem to be able to master them really well, and mastering the circuit to Spa-Francorchamps at the same time here. And here is Fabrice Cornelis then, who is giving us a fantastic sideways show in his quest to try and get on terms with Risto Kappet. But Risto, of course, reaching the conclusion of the lap. I think it's unlikely that Fabrice is going to be able to get near, unless, of course, a mistake should befall Risto Kappet. But he is running up towards the bus stop chicane now. And in right, then indicate, then left, and heading up towards the timing line now. So it is going to be Risto Kappet by some margin over Fabrice Cornelis. And Risto was one of the first to be so disappointed that Fabrice went off, because he loves the competition.
Yeah, too bad.
And
you could have maybe stayed ahead if you want. Seemed like you lifted to get the draft, but yeah, there's some risk with this.
Yeah, I was too close in the Rouge, I think. You got too much aero push.
Probably. Well, you'll have one more chance. Good race.
Yeah.
Great camaraderie between our drivers. That really is enjoyable. So Risto Kappet then for R8G Esports goes through to level 3. Fabrice Cornelis for the esports team WRT is going to have to fight again in level 2.
Right, so now we're going into race 7, qualifying level 1, and we've got Bruno joining us, who's stepping in for Yufiye, who couldn't join us tonight, for Absolute Racing. Hi, Bruno, how are you? Welcome.
Good, how are you? Thank you. Happy to be here.
We're very good, thank you. How's the preparation been going, and what have you learnt from having watched, obviously, the other qualifying races so far?
Well, preparation's been all of a day. It was a very last minute call just to do this race. I actually purchased R Factory yesterday, so I'm trying to learn the new game. I usually run on iRacing, so it's all new to me still, and just trying to do as much as I can. Obviously, having Michi as a teammate helps a lot. Just watching his lines and brake traces just to differentiate the different sims. But looking forward to it, and hopefully I can do decently well. So.
Excellent. Well, we wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Right, let's go to his competitor, Henry Jury, for Patrick Long Esports. Another one of the pro drivers. And he's wearing a headset, so there we are. So it's always interesting to see the different approaches that the drivers have when it comes to their setup and rig. But Henry, hopefully you can hear me. Maybe you'll see me through your fantastic. Now, Henry, you're going up against Bruno, who hasn't got a huge amount of experience in this series, so that's a bit of an advantage to you.
Well, see, I mean, he doesn't have much experience, and I understand that he only started practicing today, but luckily for him, I can't drive. So it should be a close match-up either way.
I don't believe it.
Brilliant. Love it. I love your honesty, Henry.
No, I do my best.
All right. Well, good luck, guys. We'll catch up later. It looks great. I mean, it's a shame we can't see your face.
I didn't want to distract you all. I'm so incredibly handsome. I didn't want to distract anyone with the camera, so I figured I'd just cover half my face.
You're just making us all look good. We appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Taking one for the team. Maybe if you win, you'll take it off.
We'll see.
Oh, fantastic stuff. Henry Drury, what a star you are. Don't ever change.
You fancy side-by-side into a rouge, or?
Right, here we go. 5 seconds before we're going to start. Bruno Carnero then up against Henry Drury. Good luck, chaps. Here we go. Okay, so we are away and racing. Good start from Henry Drury then. And good start too from Bruno around the outside at turn number 1, La Source, and now running down towards Eau Rouge and then Radion, of course. So Henry Drury then with 1.5 seconds of margin over Bruno already. And just for good measure, our editor is making sure that we keep plenty of shots of Henry Drury on the screen as well, so you can see him wearing that headset, hiding and masking the handsome masculinity of Henry Drury then, who is doing a very good job here. But for Bruno Carnero, he's also doing a really good job. When you consider the experience Henry has versus those of Bruno, it's brilliant racing between the two of them. And the margin between the two of them is not huge. All it would take is just one lapse of concentration from Henry Drury, and Bruno would have him. And of course, if he can get a bit closer, perhaps he'll get the benefit of the draft off of the number 33 car. Let's see as they run downhill then. Bruno keeping it neatly between the white lines here, using just enough curb, and is minimizing that gap. It came down just a little bit then, and Henry Drury has responded a bit and realizes that this isn't all over yet, you know. And into the right-hander now. And there we can see Bruno very neat and tidy. So it's maintained at about 1.5 seconds now. This is where the EX0 can really stretch its legs and use the awesome power. And Henry Drury using it to full effect. But so too is Bruno. So now around the right-hand kink here before locking up, as Henry Drury did, into the first turn of the bus stop. And Bruno has narrowed the gap to just over a second. So well done to Henry Drury. He's taken it from Bruno.
What happened at the start? Did you just touch the sausage?
Yeah, I got stuck on the sausage.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah, good window.
All right, I'm taking this flat now. If I die, oh no.
No, you're not. Right, Henry Drury for Patrick Long Esports. He goes through to level 3. And for Absolute Racing, Bruno Carnero, level 2. You'll do it all over again, Bruno, and you did a darn good job.
So into race 8 of qualifying level 1, it's Thomas Schmidt and Michi Hoyer going up against each other. Let's see who we can catch up now. Oh, well, there's Mike. We'll have a quick word with you, Mike, about that last race. And we did it.
Well, I have to say, I really like the onboard of Henry wearing the goggles, let's say. I have tried it. It's really cool. You really think you're in the car. You can look around and see the inside of it, and it's very different to watch on a monitor. So it was nice to see that one of the guys is using it. And well, the race obviously was a bit over, unfortunately, after turn 1.
So it doesn't ever give you motion sickness then, wearing the headset? That's what always worried me.
No, it looked like he was okay.
Yeah, I think he was. Brilliant. Okay. Right, let's have a word now with Thomas Schmidt, who's racing for Nianco Esports. He's one of the esports drivers. Thomas, tell us, how has the preparation been going ahead of round 7 in this championship?
Yeah, quite good so far. I'm a bit surprised. I'm quite on the pace with the fastest guys. That was not always the case on the last races. And yeah, we all also practice some dirty air racing. And so let's see if we get through this race.
So where do you think you've got the extra speed from then?
I really don't know, because I was like 1 month away from the simulator, and maybe it's just like a reset for myself, so yeah.
Well, there you go. Who needs to practice? Just take a break. That's your secret. Right, let's see if we can have a quick catch up with Michi Hoyer for the Absolute Racing esports team. Michi, welcome back. Thomas was just saying that he seems to be better than ever before, despite of having a bit of a break and away from esports. What's your verdict? How are you feeling? Confident?
Well, it's great that he feels good, because this time I don't, despite with Janis Imitage being my usual teammate. I have had a little bit more practice than usually, but yeah, for some reason my speed is just not up there, so it's going to be close, I guess. We'll see.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's find out. Good luck, guys.
Thanks.
So here we go then. And it's going to be Nianco Esports up against Absolute Racing then. Thomas Schmidt, Michi Hoyer, ready to battle here at Spa-Francorchamps as our Q races continue. And there they are. The cars are lined up on the grid.
Yeah, thank you.
So with just 10 seconds then before the starting klaxon there to the right-hand side of your picture, you can see Michi Hoyer focused and concentrated and ready on the... I wonder if he's just trying to psych us out by saying he seems to have lost some speed today. Let's see. Oh, held a long time before the klaxon goes. And into turn number 1, La Source then braking, of course. Michi Hoyer on the outside and Thomas Schmidt going through on the inside. So Thomas Schmidt leading Michi Hoyer at the moment, but Hoyer is dived right in there to try and take advantage of the slipstream. Gets alongside now, and you've got to be oh so brave here.
Man, I forgot to reset my force feedback. I'm driving without.
Well, there you go. That's one of the things that should have been done, and Thomas Schmidt and Michi Hoyer then absolutely side by side into the chicane. Oh, this is very, very close. One-lap shootout that we're seeing between Michi Hoyer and Thomas Schmidt, and now Thomas Schmidt on the back foot. And as they run downhill, he's going to look for the gap here. There is a gap. Half a gap is left. A little bit of a love tap between himself and Michi Hoyer, but no harm done. So as they continue to run downhill, this is fantastic to watch. So these cars are absolutely together here in this one-lap shootout in level 1. So without the force feedback, it's even more difficult. So Michi Hoyer leading Thomas Schmidt by 6.5 tenths. Now it's down to 5 tenths. So even without the force feedback, Thomas Schmidt is fighting back here. And this isn't all over by a long shot yet. Michi Hoyer really concentrating and focusing, running downhill. And
yeah, without force feedback, it's a big disadvantage, I guess.
Yeah, and I didn't want to try to reset during driving, because suddenly the car can snap away.
Yeah, I can fuck up 1,000 times, I know.
Apologies for the colourful language. Whoa! That's missed your breaking point. Going
I'd appreciate
into the,
not to be killed, though.
That was a bit not very concentrated anymore. Well done.
Thank you.
Not so much concentrated
That's a good job without force feedback, keeping it up.
Yeah, I was surprised.
So here's confirmation then of the result. Michi Hoyer for Absolute Racing going straight through to level 3. Thomas Schmidt for Nianco Esports, and he'll press the button now because he will be fighting again in level 2.
Yeah. Well,
so Mike, that was an interesting race, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, if you don't have the force feedback, I think it's super difficult to feel the car. That's the basic thing you have in a simulator, obviously, where you feel the G-force a bit, where you feel understeer, oversteer, what the car is doing. Without that, really, really difficult. So I think Thomas did the best he could, and I'm sure he will try, to succeed in level 2.
And how does force feedback become switched off? Is that just an error with the settings?
Well, sometimes it happens and you have to reset it. I have a button on the steering. It didn't work for him, so but I'm sure next time it will be. He's a pro, so I think now we have Romain waiting for us.
Yeah, 2 big names in the next race, Romain Grosjean and Bruno Senna. So let's welcome him back. Romain Grosjean, how are you? How's your time been in Indy? You've been keeping busy.
Yeah, I've been on the road for a bit. I haven't been sim racing most, but I've been following obviously every race of the World EX. I'm happy to be here tonight. Probably don't have as much training as I should, but I just wanted to come and say hi and have fun with the guys. And we've got a great atmosphere. There's great people around here, and it's just good to be here.
It is brilliant, isn't it? And you've got to say that the racing that we've seen, particularly today, has been some just good, clean esports racing, which you don't always get in some of these competitions. But who do you think, or I guess who's caught your eye, or what do you think you've kind of learned from watching some of the qualifying races so far?
No, as you mentioned, it's been great to see a lot of racing, wheel-to-wheel racing or door-to-door racing, and everyone has left enough room for the other one. So that's been really good to see. There's one challenge, is Eau Rouge. Eau Rouge, when you follow the other car, is a bit of a, not a challenge, but I wouldn't say who's done the setup, but it's far too loose.
Talk us through, from a driver's perspective, how good is it racing through Eau Rouge? Because everyone talks about it being the most famous corner, but really, what is the sensation like?
Yeah, definitively incredible. You go down to Eau Rouge, you reach 300 kph, and then you see that big wall facing you. On the dry, it's flat out, but still the feeling you've got in there. Every time I went to Spa and I did that corner for the first time, I felt a bit sick. Like stomach goes up and down.
It looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the next lap it's fine, and then you keep going for the weekend. But it's definitely an amazing corner.
It really is such a roller coaster ride. I went there for the first time a couple of years ago, and it's just, you don't appreciate it on television. You just cannot understand the undulation until you actually see it for real. It is quite something else, isn't it?
Exactly.
And talk us through, what have you been doing in Indy? Where was the last race, and how were the results?
Yeah, I mean, first season in IndyCar, so discovering America and the circuits and the racing. And actually, my last race was my first oval, which was an experience completely different from everything I've done before. Yeah, so weird in a way, but so cool in another way. You've got to respect those tracks, and the race went pretty well. The strategy didn't work out, so the end result wasn't as good as we wanted. But for me, the key was to finish the race, get some good experience, and keep pushing.
So you'll be back for more?
Who knows? Never say never.
Brilliant. Well, Roman, it's always a pleasure having you back with us. So thank you for joining us. Let's go over to your biggest competitor. It's Bruno Senna for the Williams esports team. Bruno, how are you? How are you feeling going up against Romain Grosjean?
I'm very excited. I think Roma clearly was talking about other people when they're racing clean, because I'm not going to race clean. Roma expects some bumping.
Fighting about.
You feel like back in America. Robin is racing, man.
I like that.
So it's going to be fun for sure. It's good to be back. Roma, we raced together in Silverstone back in the first race. So now it's nice to get back, and hopefully this time the results will be different. But, we will have to wait and see.
Great. Well, the challenge has been set. The gauntlet has been thrown down. Let's go racing.
Well, Bruno, come on, friend. You've got to do it this time, because at Silverstone you didn't. So it is Romain Grosjean, RAG Esports, up against Bruno Senna then for Williams Esports. Cars side by side then, ready for this one-lap shootout, qualifying with the pride of these two drivers at stake here. So Grosjean on the inside line. Just look at the focus here. Just a few seconds away from the start of this race. Bruno Senna then to the outside. Let's get ready to rumble. And here we go then, the Predator. Romain Grosjean then with his nose just in front of Bruno Senna here as they go through the first turn, La Source, and now the run down. And this is, of course, where Bruno Senna is going to be able to take advantage of draft then up towards Radio, and then, of course, the Camel straight then, and again, it's part two of the opportunity for Bruno Senna to get alongside and get on terms with Romain Grosjean, who's trying to break the toe. Senna to the inside. Discretion the better part of Valor as he dived out of that and allowed Romain Grosjean to go through unchallenged and undaunted. But now as they run downhill, here comes another go from Bruno Senna, currently P2. There are just 4 tenths, 2 tenths, 1 tenth between the two of them. They get oh so close. A real clash of the titans going on here between Romain Grosjean and Bruno Senna. Let's go on board with Senna now. He is carrying the speed, takes the curb. Romain probably took just a little bit too much curb advantage. Bruno Senna potentially, but he's got to find a way by, of course, and do it cleanly, fighting with the steering wheel, trying to hold on to these wonderful EX0 cars. But Romain Grosjean continues to show a clean pair of heels to Bruno Senna. These two awesome pro drivers who we are so pleased to have in the World EX Championship, driving a fantastic lap of Spa-Francorchamps as Grosjean now, look how serious he is. He knows that Bruno is just waiting for the opportunity to pounce, but the opportunities are running out for Bruno Senna. So he's got 2 turns in which to do it, but I think Romain Grosjean has done enough. The drag race to the timing line now, and sure enough, Grosjean crosses the line P1. Bruno Senna by just 3 3/4 tenths P2. What a fantastic race, you two guys. That was brilliant.
Good race, man.
Really enjoyable.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, the visibility was tricky in the last corner. Almost didn't make it.
I was hoping.
Oh, they're great competitors. They really are. And well done to Romain Grosjean and Bruno Senna. But in the end, it is Romain Grosjean that takes the honours for RAG Esports. He goes through to level 3. Bruno Senna, Williams Esports, going to have to battle in level 2. Great race, guys.
Brilliant race there from our 2 pro drivers. Right, next up, it's our final level 1 qualifying race. Let's have a catch up with Josh Perwin for Axel Sports. Josh,
Hello.
This is the final qualifying level 1 race. Talk us through what is running through your mind right now.
Well, it seems like in most of the races, the second drivers kind of got into a mishap of some kind. So I think even if, like, between us, if we had like a clean race and nothing really bad happened, I'd still probably, the second person who finishes second will probably be on the second row for the level 2. So hopefully we have a good clean race.
Yeah, that's what we want. Now, you're going up against Martin Stefanko, who's performed well over the course of this season so far.
Yeah, it's going to be a good race. I think my previous round I did as well. I raced Risto Kappet, who won the overall thing for that round as well. So, yeah, it's going to be a close one. Hopefully I can give him a good fight.
All right, well, we'll let you get back to the racing.
Thank you, Josh, for your time. And,
Good luck, man.
You get yourself ready.
Good luck to you too.
Camaraderie between Josh Pervine and Martin Stefanko. Then Axel Sports up against Williams Esports. The overhead shot then of both of the cars lined up on the grid. Just moving out of the grid box there. We are 5 seconds away from the start of this final level 1 shootout. Oh, and the start is on, and we are away then. And into La Source for the first time of asking. Rubbing is racing, and a little bit of a rub there to Josh Pervine, who has to do a donut to get it going back in the right direction again. So a little touch, just a glance between Martin Stefanko and Josh Pervine. And that causes Josh then to have to try and fight from quite some distance back now, some 7.5 seconds. Martin Stefanko Here he is, Martin Stefanko, then P1, and Martin Stefanko through the chicane, and he'll start to run downhill now, just over the crest, and this is Josh Purvine then, who's got some gap to make up, some 8.5 seconds. It's so tight here at Spa-Francorchamps, and of course you're on it right from the very start of the race, because once you go through La Source, then you are absolutely full chat flat, and of course Eau Rouge and Radion, and then that Camel Straight. It's such a fast part of the circuit. 7 kilometers long, of course, but the 7 kilometers soon disappear in but the click of a finger when you're racing cars as powerful and as exciting as these. So Martin Stefanko leading then by some 8.5 seconds over Josh Purvine, who was disadvantaged right at the start. In fact, it was running down from La Source. There was just a little contact between the two of them. Nothing malicious, far from it at all. But it's a huge margin to try and make up for Josh Purvine. So it looks like it's going to be a straight-through run for Martin Stefanko, and Josh Purvine's going to have to do it all over again. So Martin Stefanko then taking the final right and left-hander before heading towards the timing beam. He will break that, and he will have victory for the final level 1 race. And here comes Josh Purvine, who of course will take P2. He's narrowed the gap down to just 7.5 seconds as he crosses the timing line now. So Martin Stefanko goes through, and he goes straight through to level 3, and Josh Purvine going to have to do it all over again in level 2. So confirmation there of the results for our Williams eSports racer and Axel Sports team racer Josh Purvine, as we rejoin Nicki Shields and Mike Rockenfeller.
A bit of a disappointing one there for Josh Purvine, but the good news is there is a second chance in this competition. All is not lost yet.
Exactly. I mean, that's what it is. Of course, you want to win the first qualifying round and go through and relax a bit. But we saw some guys had issues, especially following Eau Rouge, which we talked about before. It's a really crucial part of the track. You have some dirty air and you lose the car quite easy. We saw that a few times. And then some others had some technical issues. But I hope now people are more ready, let's say, and everybody's prepared for the next level. And like you said, you have a second chance, and you just have, I'm sure on this track, there will be some action going on. So I think it's really a good strategy to don't overdo it, to stay calm, especially in the next level, to, succeed. I think that's crucial, not to crash, not to have any issues.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it, when we get more cars on the track at the same time? It's much a cleaner race when you've only got 2 cars on track, but things are going to start to get very competitive out there.
Yes, I mean, I hope the drivers will really, stay clean, and I think that's what we saw. We saw some great races. I think level 3 and quali 3 and 4 was awesome to watch, and I'm sure we will see some more.
All right, well, let's take a look at the final results and classification for level 1 and look at who the winners were. So it's Alan Terzic. Look at that. He managed to put in the fastest lap with a 1 minute 54.558. Martin Stefanko, Risto, Kappet, Roman Grosjean, Henry Drury, Mickey Hoyer, Andreas Jochimsen are the esports drivers securing themselves position. And then pro drivers, Patrick Niederhausen, Frank Bieler and Lasse Sorensen will be going through. Now the level 1 losers. Oh dear, you don't want to be called that, do you? It is Bruno Senna, still with a respectable time there, of a 1:56.192. Luca Quito, Bruno Canero, Thomas Schmidt, Josh Purvine, Fabrice Cornelis, Philip Dennis, Liam Duval and Alistair Young are going to be trying to battle it out in the next qualifying level to secure themselves a position, because remember, they do get a second chance. So that is it for us in level 1 qualifying for the E-Prix of Belgium. We're going to make a very short break. Don't go anywhere, because we'll be back very soon for level 2 and that last chance. See you shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host of the Racing for the Climate broadcast show, Nicki Shields.
Well, a big welcome back to Racing for the Climate. Of course, we are about to go racing for the EX Prix of Belgium at Spa-Francorchamps. Now, if you have just tuned in, we have just seen all the level 1 qualifying races. That has been completed. And now it's time to crack on for level 2. This is the last chance race where the drivers who didn't win in level 1 qualifying get the opportunity to still secure themselves a position in level 3. So let's take a look at which drivers will be going into level 2. So there we have it. These are the losers from level 1. We've got Bruno Senna, who missed out on his race for the Williams esports team. We've got Luca Kita, Bruno Canero, Thomas Schmidt, Josh Perwine, Fabrice Cornelis, Philip Dennis, Liam Duval and Alistair Young. Now they are all going to be battling it out to try and secure themselves a position in the level 3 races.
Level 2, the last chance.
They moved me again, I think.
Now, we've also going to have a quick catch-up with our 2 wildcard drivers. They are going to be joining us, Esteban Muth and Jernik Simonik. In fact, let's see if we can talk to both of them now. Hello, Esteban.
Hello, how are you?
How are you? Tell us about your bit about your background in esports racing. How did you get here?
Esports, I have almost no background, just playing a bit of iRacing, but that's it, basically.
So are you feeling underprepared for this, or do you think you're ready to take on the battle?
No, I should be fine. We'll find out. I think I'm starting on pole, so that's already a good sign, so should be fine.
Very nice. That helps, doesn't it? Always starting at the front. And have you had much chance sort of testing out the EX0 car?
I did some laps yesterday and some this morning, so yeah, I did some laps. I'm feeling confident here.
Good, good. And what about real track experience at Spa?
I've done a couple of races in Formula cars, and it's a nice track. It's actually my home track, so of course it's a nice track, you know, so everyone knows.
Nice. Okay, so a little bit of experience there in the real world, which will hopefully set you up nice for today's race. Good luck for qualifying level 2. Let's have a quick catch up with the other wildcard driver, Jernik. First of all, welcome to World EX. Now, you had a first start at Silverstone. Have you been following the series since?
I've been following it, but not really deeply, like just briefly checking the results and cheering for my teammate, Michi Hoyer.
Good, good. So you're here to support him today. Now, you were narrowly defeated by Lasse Sorensen at Silverstone. Can you beat him today?
That's a good question. Let's see who will dare to take Orush flat out and be still flat out and straight forward through Radiolon. But I think the outside and the inside line are a bit more equal at this track than they were at Silverstone, so everything is possible.
I mean, it's been quite phenomenal, I think, seeing Lasse's performance so far. He's been strong in, I think, actually almost every race. Have you kind of been watching him and analysing why he is so strong?
I've been impressed by his pace, as he is not primarily an esports pro, but with so many races that we have, I don't really have enough time to analyze his driving, so I have not analyzed anything, but I've been surprised by like how late he can brake when maybe watching 1 or 2 laps in the preparation for the event today. So yeah.
All right, brilliant. Well, thanks for sharing that with us. And good luck for the races, guys. Thanks for joining us. Let's go racing.
Let's go.
And let's take a look at the grid then that forms this starting grid. Level 2, then row 1. It is Esteban Moot alongside Janis Simoncic. Then it's Bruno Senna and Luca Kita. That's going to be a good row to watch. Bruno Canero and Thomas Schmidt then are on the third row of the grid. So pros one side, esports the other, of course, for this starting grid for this level 2 race. As we roll down to row 4 now, where we find Philip Dennis and Josh Perline, Alistair Young and Fabrice Cornelis. And then at the rear, it's Dries Vanthoor and Liam de Waal. So this is level 2, and we are going to enjoy this. The last chance then. Come on, everybody. Let's give us one to remember as Janis then, as you can see, is getting ready and focused and concentrated. We are ready to rock. Here is the grid then. Cars lined up on the grid, and we're about to go racing. So we are, 10 seconds away from the start of this race. Esteban Moot, Janis Simoncic then on the front row of the grid. At the back, it's Liam de Waal and Fabrice Cornelis then. And we're standing by. All of a sudden then the track busies up with lots of drivers and everyone jostling for position as they go into towards turn number 1. Then Esteban Moot then keeping it clean and tidy through turn number 1, and one driver into the wall at the back of the pack as Esteban Moot then tries to make haste his escape up the road. It was a blistering start from Bruno Senna as 2 or 3 have got into the wall as well at the top. But we continue racing, and Esteban Moot then under pressure from Bruno Senna now. So Bruno Senna just taking a look at the outside, but Esteban Moot showing him a clean pair of heels, and Luca Kita trying to make headway as well. So it is Moot from Senna, from Kita, from de Waal, then it is Simoncic, Schmidt, Pervine, Jung, Cornelis and Dennis, with Canero right at the back of the pack now. 2 abreast for fighting over P2 now as they run downhill. Esteban Moot then showing Bruno Senna exactly the way round here. As Esteban has said, it is his local track, of course, and Bruno Senna under real pressure now from Luca Kita. Luca Kita, though, is being hunted at the same time as hunting because he's got Liam de Waal right behind him. So, as we go on board here, and that was a great shot of Bruno Senna running in that P2 place at the moment. So, Moot, Senna, Kita, de Waal, and then Simoncic, top 5. Then it's Pervine, Cornelis, Young, Schmidt, Dennis and Carnero. Great onboard shots that we have as these drivers work so very hard. For the first time of asking then, competitively, we run up towards the bus stop chicane. And all these cars pretty close together. So anything can happen now. 3 abreast almost as, whoa, clattered into the wall there. So Moot then keeps his head while many others seem to lose theirs as Moot and Senna go through P1 and P2. And de Waal and Kita and, of course, Pervine Cornelis. But Esteban Moot then with 1.3 seconds of margin here. Bruno Senna's got to do it all over again. So let's go on board and into the wall. Wow, we were actually on board as that car flew into the wall. Alex Young then. There are times you want to be on board a car and there are times you don't want to be on board a car. Wow. We've lost Carnero, and there big damage on the Axel Sports number 21 car then. So let's go back to where were we? Esteban Moot leading by 1.3 seconds over Bruno Senna, and then it's Fabrice Cornelis. Bruno Senna on the right-hand side of your screen then is fighting hard and trying to narrow the gap down to the P1 driver, Esteban Moot. Esteban Moot then, as he says, he's done a couple of races here at Spa-Francorchamps. Despite the fact it's his local track, he has only raced here at Spa-Francorchamps in single-seaters. Potentially a very different setup, of course, to these fantastic EX0 cars. And Bruno Senna, for my money, now beginning to reel him in. Thomas Schmidt here for the Nianco eSports racers, running in P4, trying to get on terms with Fabrice Cornelis, who is the car ahead. Fabrice Cornelis then in that P3 position. Thomas Schmidt is P4. So Esteban Moot and Thomas Schmidt, the gap between P1 and P4, look, it's only 4.5 seconds. That's how close this race is being in level 2. We're on the second lap of 3 laps as around goes the Euronics car, and now gets pointing in the right direction again. So that was something of a disaster for Luca Kita. But Luca Kita now pointing in the right direction again. So Esteban Moot and Bruno Senna have remained very, very similar in terms of pace. But I have to say, I'm really, really impressed with Esteban Moot here. He really underplayed his chances in the interview that we heard with him just before the start of this level 2 race. And Bruno Senna, with all his experience, is still trying to chase him. Fabrice Cornelis then is under pressure now from Schmidt, who's got ever closer. So Fabrice Cornelis all of a sudden is going to have to make his Team WRT car a little bit wider than it is to prevent Schmidt from coming through potentially. So this is a big fight on for P3. So Thomas Schmidt then rounding, and Fabrice Cornelis just trying to keep him behind. The gap between them is less than 4/10, as you can see. This is the fight going on for P3 in this level 2 race. The last chance to proceed to level 3, which Esteban Moot is leading from Bruno Senna and Fabrice Cornelis P3. And then it is Schmidt P4. Philip Dennis is running in P5. Then it's Simoncic and Devol P6 and P7 with a number of the other competitors that we've lost due to damage on the cars. But this race is every bit as exciting with the cars that we are watching. And this is a fantastic onboard shot here. Trying to reel in on the end of a fishing line here, the Nianco eSports driver. Schmidt doing his level best. This, though, is our race leader, Esteban Moot, who has increased his margin to 1.5 seconds. He's through the chicane now and will head for the virtual checkered flag. And Esteban Moot, hugely, hugely impressive. Really underplayed his chances right at the start. But has done it. So Esteban Moot ahead of Bruno Senna and Fabrice Cornelis. And then it was Schmidt, Dennis, Simoncic, and Devol.
Well, let's see if we can have a quick word with Esteban. There he is. Well, Esteban, having said that, well, you didn't have too much expectation for this race, that was pretty phenomenal for your first race in this championship. Well done.
But yeah, I was starting on pole, like I said, helps a lot. So something I need to work on in real life, maybe.
Well, there you go. And now that you've kind of set yourself up, how do you rate your position in this championship now, in this competition? What do you rate your chances?
Well, I have no idea. I don't think I have chances against these esports guys. I was about a second slower in practice, so I don't think I have any chance. We'll get that on the beginner's block.
I don't know. We'll see. I think based on that performance, don't discount your chances yet.
Thank you.
So
Brilliant.
what a drive from Esteban Moot. Forgive me, Nicki, how darned rude of me to interrupt you. Typical of me, isn't it?
Off to you.
Thank you so much. Here then the results in. Esteban Moot with a fine showing through to level 3, as is Bruno Senna and Fabrice Cornelis and Thomas Schmidt and Philip Dennis and Jurnet Simoncic. We lost Liam Devol, Alistair Young, Luca Kita and Josh Purvine. So the last chance races sees those drivers through to level 3, and Esteban Moot still underplaying his chances. He's a cool character.
Right, so those 6 drivers have managed to secure themselves a spot in the next level. But as we mentioned earlier, 4 drivers have actually already secured their ticket for the championship deciding finale of the RCCO World EX Championship on November the 23rd. We will be racing at the Nürburgring Nordschleife, another epic track. But one of those 4 drivers is Risto Kappet from R8G eSports. And, well, it's a absolute honour to have him as part of this championship, because the Estonian really is one of the best esports racers in the world. Let's get to know him a little bit more.
Risto Kappet, the esports competitor for RAG Esports, is currently runner-up in the World EX Drivers' Championship. The 27-year-old Estonian found his passion for esports at a very young age. When he was only 7 years old, he got his first computer and racing game, followed by the arrival of his first steering wheel soon thereafter. From then on, there was no stopping for Risto. He got his first taste of esports in 2010, before taking it to a professional level in 2019. Ever since Risto Kappet joined the RAG Esports squad, he's been competing in esports series and events like the virtual Le Mans 24 Hours, Formula E Accelerate, and the ADAC GT Masters Esports Championship. Racing for the climate is an important topic for Risto Kappet, and is also true in his personal life.
I try to consume everything without packaging, and I try to avoid plastic wherever I can. And also, I try to educate myself about the bigger picture in life. And I feel like this gives me pleasure to live all this lifestyle.
Risto is even commuting by bicycle 365 days a year.
I'm completely into racing and crazy about racing, but at the same time, I'm not like a petrol head. I always like to chase efficiency, and that's what I get my pleasure from. And I find that it's more efficient way to live to just cycle around the whole year. I like winning on the track. It gives me a winning feeling in real life when I don't spend something extra, or if I do something efficiently or smartly.
For the rest of the World EX season, Kappet has clear goals.
We really want to win the championship. That's the clear goal.
Right, well, that is one clear goal, isn't it? Risto Kappet there wants to win the championship. And, well, clearly that is one way to do it, because he's secured himself a spot in the final later in November. But he really has impressed so far this season. Let's see what Mike Rockenfeller has to say about Risto Kappet. Mike, looking at, I think, Risto's real mature approach to this racing, I think he always comes across very cool and calm and focused. What do you rate his racing like?
Yeah, I think he's really one of the best in the world. It was quite impressive to see how young he started already, and if you see how he started on the keyboard, so he's fully into racing. He understands it. I mean, I'm sure he would be awesome also in a real race car. To be with Romain Grosjean in the team, I think it's a great lineup, and very impressive, and we are very proud to have him in the championship. And at the end of the day, I think he's one of the hot shots for the super final at the Nürburgring for the championship.
I guess that's the beauty of esports, isn't it? There is no limit on what age and how you can start, with the fact that the budgets, I suppose, are non-existent really when it comes to esports. It's not like real racing where you need a lot of funding behind you. So it means anyone can access it from a very early age.
Yeah, I think that's really the beauty about sim racing. You know, the real racing is getting more and more expensive over the last 20 years. So it's a great opportunity for everybody in no matter what age to experience sim racing, to compete, to have fun, and to drive race cars all around the world virtually. I think it's a really cool opportunity nowadays.
Okay, let's take a look at who are the drivers going to be lining up on this grid. Time to go racing.
This is level 3. And here it is for you. Revealed now. There you can see on row 1, Romain Grosjean and Henry Drury. That's going to be an interesting row. Row 2, Patrick Niederhauser and Frank Bieler. And then Lasse Sorensen, one of the most successful drivers, alongside Esteban Mood, who has just really, really impressed us earlier on. So that's going to be a good 3 rows of very, very competitive and talented drivers. So, starting grid level 3 for the quarterfinals. Of course, row 4, we find Bruno Senna and Philippe Dennis, who are certainly not going to let the 3 rows ahead of them get away with it. So, there we have it. Starting grid for level 3, and there is Romain Grosjean preparing. And here is the grid. Romain Grosjean then, you are just a second away from the start. Klaxon goes. Good start from Romain Grosjean. Less of a good start from Henry Drury. Seemed to be caught napping a little bit there right at the start of the race. And Esteban Moot then going all the way around the outside, trying to do that here. Romain Grosjean, and then a very, very good lineup of cars right behind. A little bit of nerfing between the two of them as Lasse Sorensen trying to make his way up the order as well. So Romain Grosjean trying to escape, you see, but the one that is really, really impressive here is potentially Patrick Niederhauser. Lasse Sorensen is trying to come through. Esteban Moot, of course, and Bruno Senna doesn't want to be outdone either. So the Nianco eSports driver into the runoff area. There you can see Lasse Sorensen. He's moved up to P3. Drury P2. But escaping up the road is Romain Grosjean. And look at this. Lasse Sorensen already. Paul! Oh, and there's contact. So Lasse Sorensen... well, that is bad news. Another one has gone round as well. Don't know whether that was Esteban Moot, actually, that may have gone round there. So Romain Grosjean leading by 3 seconds now over Lasse Sorensen. Then it is Bruno Senna, P3. Philip Dennis, P4. Frank Bieler is P5. Patrick Niederhauser, P6. Then it's Drury and Moot. So the battle on now. Can Lasse Sorensen narrow this gap? But Lasse Sorensen's having to defend really, really hard here. So this is fantastic racing that we are watching here. And, of course, Philippe Dennis is trying to find his way around Bruno Senna. Here's Romain Grosjean then, stretching his legs, doing a very good job. 3 laps of this Spa-Francorchamps circuit. And there is Romain, cool as a cucumber, just looking looking very cool indeed as he turns into the bus stop. And it's good to be able to see that. First left, then right. And through to put the first lap in the book then for Romain Grosjean, some 2.5 seconds ahead of Lasse Sorensen. Then the real fight is going on for P3 at the moment. It's Philip Dennis and Bruno Senna, and they are almost welded together here. So the fight on for P3. There's another good fight going on between Patrick Niederhauser and Frank Bieler also, but Romain Grosjean extending his lead a little bit, and who is that that's gone way wide there, but actually saved it? Philip Dennis doing a good job. He actually almost used that as something of a slingshot, did Philip Dennis. So beware Bruno Senna. Philip Dennis is still right with you. Bruno Senna to the top right hand side of the screen, fighting really hard with the steering controls here. He knows that Philip Dennis means business. Now Philip Dennis, it was a big save, friend. Really impressed with that. And Frank Bieler is behind Philip Dennis in P5. Then it's Patrick Niederhauser. Then it's Drury. Then it is Esteban Moot. So Philip Dennis then, we can see the right-hand side of your screen. That's him hard at work in his sim here. Grosjean continuing to maintain his lead at the front from Lasse Sorensen. But we're watching this battle for P3 between Philip Dennis and Bruno Senna. It's Bruno Senna that's got that P3 position at the moment. But Philip Dennis is fighting and trying to catch him. This is Romain Grosjean. It's been a masterclass from Romain Grosjean with 2.5 seconds of margin. But, of course, he did a good job right at the start. He take a little advantage out of running a bit wide there, carried a little bit more speed. Smooth, very smooth driving from Romain Grosjean then. IndyCar star right now doing a good job here ahead of Lasse Sorensen, who, of course, has been so successful in the World EX Championship, but he's up against the very best here in Romain Grosjean, and he is narrowing the gap. Sorensen is, and this is Lasse Sorensen then, who's doing the chasing. He's in P2. Bruno Senna is at P3, and we start the final lap of this brilliant race in Level 3. So Romain Grosjean continuing to show a clean pair of heels to Lasse Sorensen. A bigger fight that's going on for P3 between Philip Dennis and Bruno Senna. It's Bruno Senna that we can see hard at work in his sim. And here comes Philip Dennis now. He's going to make a move, surely to goodness. This is Dennis's opportunity here. Puts himself alongside Bruno Senna. He's going to have the inside line going into the chicane. That was a perfect execution. Well done, Philip Dennis. Brilliant overtake. Well, taking advantage of the slipstream now. We saw Philip Dennis then in all sorts of strife earlier on, but it just proves that the race is not over. And Philip Dennis goes past Bruno Senna. He picks up that P3 place. Grosjean and Sorensen, they're up the road, but it's irrespective because Dennis has put himself past Bruno Senna and got into P3. Then it's Frank Bieler, Patrick Niederhauser. Then it's Drury and Moot, P7 and P8. What a brilliant move from Philip Dennis. Executed that absolutely perfectly. Respect to Bruno Senna as well. Racing room was left for him. He didn't try and close the door in a horrible scenario. And this is a great shot. I love this onboard shot. Absolutely brilliant. As now Bruno Senna chasing down Philip Dennis. And you can see just how much curb you've got to be prepared to take. Running out a bit wide there is Bruno, but we've seen other drivers doing that. And it acts as I say, something of a slingshot here as he's getting closer to Philip Dennis. But Romain Grosjean, who has got 1.7 seconds of margin, so Lasse Sorensen has been catching him. But Romain Grosjean has one turn to do before he will see the checkered flag. And Romain Grosjean wins ahead of Lasse Sorensen. Then across the line it is Philip Dennis just ahead of Bruno Senna. Then it will be Frank Bieler, Patrick Niederhauser, then Drury and Esteban Moot. Well done, Romain Grosjean. That was super smooth. A very, very good drive indeed.
Wow, Romain Grosjean, you took a little bit of a break and then you came back and you showed Lasse Sorensen how it's done. Well done. That was a phenomenal performance.
I am not too unhappy about it, honestly. I think I was lucky to get away at the beginning and then at some decent pace, so I'm happy with that, yes.
Yeah, I mean, phenomenal. I mean, Lasse Sorensen is not one for letting other drivers take the lead from him. Usually he has some way of sneaking up and getting back into the lead, but not on this occasion. You just managed to keep that gap.
Yep, I did. I'm happy with it, and let's hope we can keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, good luck for the next round.
Thank you.
Let's go to Mike Rockenfeller. Right, Mike, you got a bit of an update for us, have you?
Yeah, I just followed on Discord that Lasse is being disqualified. He got his third yellow card because he spun around Henry Drury, I believe, in the first lap, from what I saw on the picture when we were watching the race together. And race control obviously saw that as well, gave him a yellow card, and that means after 3 yellow cards you get a disqualification in that level, and this is what happened to him now. So he basically is last in this race, and that changes the order a bit and for sure the result. But yeah, I think it was the right call by race control.
Yeah, that does indeed. So Lasse Sorensen there disqualified from that race. He's going to be very disappointed with that result. But he has, of course, secured himself a position in the final. So all is not lost quite yet.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like he can take quite some risk, but like you said, he's qualified anyway. So let's talk to him.
Brilliant, Lasse Sorensen. Right, Lasse Sorensen, have you heard the news that unfortunately you were disqualified in that race, having received a 3rd yellow card?
Yeah, that was a shame. I mean, it was not on purpose that I was hitting Henry or whoever it was. But anyway, that's how it is. When you drive close racing, sometimes you hit each other, and that was a fair penalty, I would say. So that's all good.
Okay, well, very well received. So what is the strategy from here on in?
I'm not sure. I think I'm out for tonight, I guess. So we just win the next round and we come back strong.
Excellent. Well, don't worry, because at the moment you've still secured yourself pole position at the Nordschleife, so all is not lost yet.
Thank you.
We'll see you at the next round. Thanks very much, Lasse Sorensen.
See you.
Right, let's go to the results from that Level 3 Pro race.
Lasse Sorensen. Romain Grosjean, P1. Lasse Sorensen, of course, not P2. It's been put back to the back of the results. So P2 goes to Philip Dennis.
Come on,
P3
you're the best.
Bruno Senna. P4, Frank Bieler. P5, Patrick Niederhauser. P7, then will be Esteban Moot, of course. So basically, the drivers going through at through to level 4 after everything changes because Lasse Sorensen for TK9 eSpeed, as we've just heard, has been disqualified. But he's taken it on the chin, and as he says, if you run close racing, now and again it goes with you, sometimes it goes against you. But well done to Race Control. Even Lasse Sorensen, the driver, said it was a fair penalty. So we are heading for our next race. And here we can see the drivers lining up then on the grid, ready to do battle. We've had some really very, very close races.
Am I racing?
Look.
Here's some of the team radio as the drivers are getting themselves ready.
Am I racing? What's going on here?
Andreas Jochumsen, as you can see, for TK9 eSpeed. We can see him in shot there. And there we have it. We're just awaiting the start sequence and the start klaxon, and then we will be underway. So green flag is shown. Let's go racing. Martin Stefanko, Alain Terzic, Mickey Hoyer, Fabrice Cornelis, Risto Kappet, Simoncic, Jochumsen, and Schmidt. And Stefanko then it is. And Alan Terzic and Martin Stefanko absolutely side by side behind them. They're 3 abreast. Mickey Hoyer, Risto Kappet, and Fabrice Cornelis. And it is Alan Terzic then that's leading them away. P2 is not by any means secure because Mickey Hoyer going to the outside. He's put himself ahead of Martin Stefanko now going into that chicane. So stand by and watch out Alan Terzic because here comes Mickey Hoyer. And Alan Terzic knows he needs to put as much distance as he can between himself and Mickey Hoyer in this level 3 race for the esports racers. Alan Terzic a second ahead of Mickey Hoyer. Mickey Hoyer now under real threat once again from Martin Stefanko. Brilliant racing going on here. So Mickey Hoyer is P2, but look at this. He's really having to make that car as wide as he possibly can. And through on the inside. No, not quite, because more speed carried by Mickey Hoyer. He saw that coming and was able to deal with it really, really well. But Risto Kappet is calling as well. So Martin Stefanko is trying to attack, but he's having to defend at the same time. Risto Kappet looking very, very lively here. Fabrice Cornelis behind him. Then it's Jonas Simoncic, Andreas Jochumsen, and Schmidt. Thomas Schmidt in P8 at the moment. But all these cars so close together as we go on board with Risto Kappet then, who's running in that P4
the track,
place.
Everybody.
Chasing down Stefanko. So the speed that you carry here, Stefanko, of course, is still fighting with Hoyer, which is slowing both of them, allowing Risto Kappet to get ever closer. So it's a 3-way fight going on for P2 now as they enter the bus stop for the first time of asking in this 3-lap shootout. Absolutely fantastic in this level 3 racing. And Fabrice Cornelis almost on the back of Risto Kappet as well. But Fabrice Cornelis under pressure from Simoncic as they go into the source. We watch Mickey Hoyer, though, through and... he sees off the charge from Martin Stefanko at the moment. Of course, every driver will try and break the toe of the driver behind them as they head up now through and into Radion. And then, of course, the Kemmel Straight, which is the perfect opportunity. Fabrice Cornelis running really, really wide and using the runoff area as a bit of a slingshot. Let's go on board here. And this is what it's like from a driver's eye perspective then as Martin Stefanko tries to get on terms with Mickey Hoyer. And all the time, Alan Terzic is rubbing his hands with invisible soap because he's able to disappear up the road, focus on every apex, nail each one of them, and not to worry about all the rest of them. Andreas Jochumsen then is running in P8, but Fabrice Cornelis, here he is, P6, and he has got Schmidt and Jochumsen for company. And, of course, he's trying to move up and ahead as well. So within the target sights of Cornelis is Simoncic. And you can see that he's having to try and make that car as wide as possible because Schmidt is really pressuring him now. So the WRT driver, Fabrice Cornelis, really under pressure from Schmidt and Jochumsen as well. Jochumsen is just waiting to pounce here. But for the moment, Fabrice Cornelis got it all completely under control. Here's Schmidt then, hard at work inside his sim then, as this race is just getting away from us. Where is it going? Because so much going on and so much to watch. Whichever way we look through the grid of cars, there's a lot going on as Fabrice Cornelis really under pressure now. And going into the bus stop there side by side. Well, that was firm, it was fraught, but I think it was fair. My goodness me, I'm glad I'm not in race control, but I think that was a fair overtake. Not that I have any influence whatsoever. And now, all of a sudden, Fabrice Cornelis could be in trouble. with Andreas Jochumsen. And Fabrice Cornelis is in the
sorry
wall.
for that. I was in a little drift.
So, well, apologies immediately offered there, and it was a little drift which caused contact with Fabrice Cornelis, which spat him right into the concrete. And now with the loss of the rear wing, you can see that he is in strife. Now, Mickey Hoyer and Martin Stefanko are side by side for P2. What did I say about you can't afford to take your eyes away from the screen for a second here? So much going on. Now, the big beneficiary here could be Risto Kappet. Keep your eyes on Risto Kappet, because as these two are fighting, if they should go awry, Risto Kappet will be there to pick up the pieces, although he has got Janis Simoncic right behind him as well. So Martin Stefanko and Mickey Hoyer. Hoyer is not able to get up to Alan Terzic. Andreas Jochumsen is in P6, Schmidt P7, Fabrice Cornelis, of course, he lost out by being spat into the wall earlier on. So Andreas Jochumsen then in P6, and then it is Schmidt doing the chasing. Andreas Jochumsen, you can see, hard at work in the sim. So TK9 E-Speed, and Alan Terzic then, who we've seen very, very little of course, having no problems whatsoever. So there he is through a BS, and turn 1, turn left, turn 1, turn 2 in that final turn, and across the checkered flag, and Mickey Hoyer taking P2 from Martin Stefanko P3. Then it was Risto Kappet.
Jeez, man, the dirty hair.
Simoncic, Jochumsen, and Schmidt.
Yeah, it's really bad. Does fastest lap mean anything here?
No.
Nope.
Nice.
Good job anyway.
Good job, guys.
Well, let's have a quick catch up with a bit of a hero of the day, saving it for TK9. Jochumsen, how was that race for you?
Yeah, it was a bit messy, I would say. Yeah, in the beginning I tried to take it a bit easy, because I knew probably a few guys gonna do a mistake at some point, and well, it paid off. So I don't really feel confident in especially Rouge. So it's hard to stay close behind when you're battling guys.
What do you think you kind of like are the main learning points from this race that you can take going forward?
Definitely. Maybe try to take a bit more chances now in the next race, but still without being stupid, but taking a few more risks, and try to get a better track position, because it's difficult to do anything when you're staying behind. It's difficult to overtake here.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, always difficult balancing the risk and the return there, of course. Well, congratulations, moving forward to level 4. Right, shall we take a look at the final results? So there we have it, the results for level 3. We've got in P1, Alan Terzic for BS Plus competition, Mickey Hoyer, Martin Stefanko, Risto Kappet, Janis Simoncic and Andreas Jochumsen will all be moving forward to level 4. Unfortunately, it is the end of today's racing for Thomas Schmidt and Fabrice Cornelis. Congratulations to those 6 drivers for going through to level 4. Now, just a quick reminder, because of course it's not just about the racing when it comes to the RCCO World EX Championship. In fact, it's actually much more important than all of that, because today what we're trying to achieve is something relating to the climate crisis. This is esports, where we're fighting the bigger picture when it comes to the environment. By trying to switch to zero emission drives and promoting them really does play a very important part. Now, there have actually been some very interesting announcements relating to this month, so let's take a look.
The eSkootr Championship is coming alive. Riders from different sporting backgrounds have been able to test the eSkootr S1X in the first collective test at Adria International Raceway. The founders of the new series want to promote micro-mobility and develop technology that will shape more sustainable and human-friendly cities. The scooters will reach up to 100 kilometers per hour on city street circuits. Audi has unveiled the first member of a new family of concept vehicles, a spectacular roadster. Audi Skysphere concept is the name of an electric-powered, two-door convertible whose lines lead directly to the Audi design of tomorrow. Audi recently announced that starting in 2026, it would only launch new models on the global market that are equipped with electric drive systems. The company will gradually phase out production of its internal combustion engines between now and 2033. Janis McDavid was driving the opening lap of the DTM race at Zolder. What's special about this? Janis was born without arms and legs. His childhood dream was to be able to drive a fast sports car around a racetrack himself one day. This dream came true thanks to the second generation of the digital space drive-by-wire driving and steering system from Schaeffler Paravan, which was fitted to a BMW M3. Janis was able to control the car using a four-way joystick. Schaeffler is using motorsport for their campaign Plant a Tree. For each point scored in various racing series supported by Schaeffler, a tree will be planted. In Season 7 of Formula E, Audi Sport Abt Schaeffler drivers Lucas de Grassi and René Rast scored 165 points, which means 165 trees will be planted on behalf of them. One tree absorbs approximately 3 tons of CO2 in the course of a century. Opel has unveiled the Rox-e, an electric micromobile based on the Citroën Ami. The Rox-e weighs just 500 kilograms and has only 8.2 HP. The speed is limited to 45 kilometers per hour. A license for motor scooters is sufficient to drive the Rox-e in Germany starting at an age of 15. It continues with Level 4, the semi-final. And here comes the grid for the semi-final for the pro drivers then on row 1, Romain Grosjean and Philippe Denis. Row 2 sees Bruno Senna and Frank Biela. And on row 3, Patrick Niederhauser and Henry Drury. Well, the semi-final starting grid for a level 4, as you can see on screen. Looking forward to this as Racing for the Climate continues. The World EX Championship we're at Spa-Francorchamps. As the cars are lining up then, let's get ready to rumble. Looking forward to this one very much. All the racing tonight has been so close and tight.
Good luck. Let's see if we can all make it through Eau Rouge 3 times. I'm putting my money on myself being the first to crash, so...
Hey, don't say that, man. Come on now.
I mean, just so we're all clear, the winner of this gets Roman's IndyCar seat, right?
That's how it works.
I know what Roman will say about that. And here we go then. Good start from Senna then. And to the inside of Grosjean. 3 abreast they go through turn number 1. Whoa. Cars going everywhere. And Romain Grosjean back to P5 and Drury then back to P6. So Bruno Senna is leading from Patrick Niederhauser. No, Philippe Denis. And there you can see.
I got a touch there.
Oh, shit. Did I touch?
Yeah, that rejoin.
So once again, apologies for any colourful language from our hugely excited drivers. But Bruno Senna leading from Philippe Denis. And
who was that?
Romain Grosjean then
went off at Rouge.
So Frank Biela and Patrick Niederhauser, we have lost.
Was me, unfortunately, but another one as well. I don't know what was the second car.
It was Patrick Niederhauser, Frank, and sorry to lose you and Patrick Niederhauser from this race. However, the race continues with 4 top drivers. Bruno Senna leading.
Both of my doors were made in La Source.
And then it is that man, Romain Grosjean.
Yeah, I got spun around at the source. I don't know who touched.
Yeah, it's me. I touched you, but I got badly touched on both sides.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I couldn't see anyone, so...
So there we have it then. You can hear it from the drivers, how they explain away then any errors that may have been made. And as Romain says, he was touched and therefore had
was
no alternative
P3 into Eau Rouge after the start?
Yep.
on board with Romain Grosjean now, and you can see Philippe Denis and Bruno Senna are fighting over this P1 place, and Romain Grosjean is back into this battle as well, carrying so much speed. Into the bus stop they go, side by side between Bruno Senna and Philippe Denis, almost. The one that could pick it up here could be Romain Grosjean, putting himself in a brilliant position here. The top three breaking away from Drury sufficiently, and now Grosjean on the inside. Now, the faster way around La Source is around the outside, but as you can see, Romain Grosjean is going to make this work here, potentially. And yes, discretion the better part of valor. Romain Grosjean goes through to P2, Philippe Denis relegated to P3. So now the fight is on. Bruno Senna is leading Romain Grosjean. Then P3 is Philippe Denis. He's not out of this, and neither is Henry Drury, you know. We are on lap 2 of 3 in this level 4 race then. That Bruno Senna is showing 4/10 to Romain Grosjean at the moment, as the graphics indicate on the screen. So a little bit of a lock-up there from Philippe Denis as he tries to make sure that he stays involved in this two-way party for P1 at the moment and make it a three-way party. And we are on lap 2 of 3. So Bruno Senna with all his wits about him. But look at Romain Grosjean, so focused, just nailing every turn. He knows that Philippe Denis is a force to be reckoned with, and he can relax for not even a millisecond. And Bruno Senna, the same is true, of course, because the gap is just 5/10 between Bruno Senna and Romain Grosjean, P1 and P2. So Philippe Denis and Drury, this is Bruno Senna then hard at work. Look at this. I think this is the hardest and most concentrated I've seen Bruno Senna look in our World EX Championship. Having a lot of fun, but also taking it very seriously as well as we race for the climate in the World EX Championship. Bruno Senna leading, but here comes Romain Grosjean carrying a lot of speed as well. So can Romain Grosjean make a move going into the bus stop chicane? No, he can't. And he won't be able to make a move coming out, but just watch him line up a move, because the exit of the bus stop chicane, and that puts you up nicely for a good trajectory through La Source. And this is where Romain Grosjean really needs to do it. And of course, he has only this lap to do it. Bruno Senna knows this, licks his lips with anticipation of a potential P1 here. But we are on board with Romain Grosjean carrying so much speed. Grosjean needs to get in the draft off the back of Bruno Senna. Senna tries to break the toe, weaving from side to side. He's on the grass. He's made an error. That surely has allowed. How did he save that? Brilliant driving. That's how he saved it. An absolute monumental save from Bruno Senna, who was on the grass and now sticks his elbows out to prevent Romain Grosjean from coming through. If Romain had been just a little bit closer, but he wasn't. And now he's got the remainder of this lap. And of course, he knows that Philippe Denis is just going to pick up any pieces between these two warring factions ahead of him that are P1 and P2. Brilliant racing that we're enjoying here. And Bruno Senna, this is the best I've seen Bruno Senna drive the EX0. Absolutely brilliant racing. Between Senna and Grosjean and Philippe Denis and Drury running in P4. You cannot afford to take your eyes away from any of this, because there is literally nothing between P1 and P2. Philippe Denis runs wide, tries to get a bit of a slingshot here to put himself alongside Romain Grosjean, but we are running out of time. Grosjean's got to do it now or never, because this is the last lap. It's Bruno Senna P1, Grosjean P2. Grosjean tries to put himself alongside Bruno Senna, who makes the car much wider than it is to deny Romain Grosjean. Will try and get underneath him now, but he wasn't quite able to do it. And what a brilliant race. Congratulations to Bruno Senna.
Finally, I got you, Roma.
Yeah, you did. I mean, I'm not too happy to come back after the first lap. It was cool. It was good racing. I like that. Thanks, boys.
Man, I went on the grass looking in the mirrors.
Yeah, no, you did. And then I had to jump on the brake not to kill your rear bumper.
Sorry.
I'll do it now for you.
Yeah, go on, give him a look.
There you go, little kiss.
Bruno, huge congratulations. That was phenomenal. And I think, did we agree that that means you've secured yourself Roman's drive in IndyCar?
Absolutely, Roman. Thank you very much. I'm very thankful, and I'll see you next week to exchange details, okay?
Yeah, sure. If you can do 100 press-ups in a go, then you may have the chance to turn the steering wheel. That's the only problem.
No worries, that's absolutely fine.
Good.
Brilliant. The challenge has been set. Love it. But Bruno, that was an absolutely phenomenal race. I don't know how wide you managed to make your car, but Roman was not getting through.
Yeah, apparently the grass is track into the comb. I was looking in the mirrors to make sure that Roma didn't catch too much of my slipstream, and I ended up touching the grass. And honestly, it just sucked the car into the grass. Roma did well not to collect me there, but good racing overall.
Yeah, very well recovered. Very well recovered indeed. Well, congratulations for a win in that race in level 4. Right, let's go to the final race classification results.
Thank you so much, Nick. Well done to Bruno Senna. Brilliant drive from him. He takes P1 and therefore through to level 5. Romain Grosjean, P2, hard chase, and Philip Dennis, P3. Out go Henry Drury, Frank Kabila, and Patrick Niederhauser. Up next then, let's take a look at the starting grid in just a few moments' time for our next race. The racing has been so good here at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. Really has been something special indeed, and of course, it's far from over yet. And who will take the glory right at the end of the night? So into the garages then, you can see we are preparing ourselves for the next race, racing for the climate here, the World EX Championship. This is 07, it's Spa in our Season 1 for 2021 at the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. So let's catch up once again with top people. And by top people, I mean Nicki Shields and Mike Rockenfeller.
Oh dear, I think people are going to be disappointed now that we've turned up on the screen. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Mike, what a race! I mean, seeing Bruno Senna,
that was amazing. Honestly, I was just laughing, and I'm sure they both enjoyed, and that's what we are hoping for, you know, beside putting on the show and you know, pointing out what we need to do to change the climate, you know, to help to stop the climate change, let's say. We want to have fun and good racing, and those two high-level real racers to see the battle. I think Bruno was a bit on the edge, was waving too much. I think in real life this was borderline, and he lost a bit of focus and went on the grass, and was great that he saved it, and Roma didn't drive into him. And I mean, the top 3, they go through the next level, so we will see them again, not only Bruno, and I'm really looking forward to that.
And what an amazing moment for Philip Dennis as well, to be racing alongside Romain Grosjean and Bruno Senna. Not bad race to have in your history books.
No, exactly. I think that was amazing, and I hope to see more of the clean racing, like I always say. You know, it's hard. I know that. It's a very fine line when they are out there and when you are battling, and sometimes it's not on purpose. But this is what I really enjoy when I see sim racing, when they have those close battles.
Absolutely right. Well, speaking of that, let's go racing once again with our esports drivers.
Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Mike. Here we go then with the esports drivers. On row 1, it's Alan Terzic and Mickey Hoyer. Martin Stefanko and Risto Kappet are on row 2 of the grid. And on row 3, it's Jonic Simoncic and Andreas Jakobsen, who, of course, did that big save earlier on. And this is going to be very exciting, this level 4 semi-final then. Our esports racers ready to do battle. And once again, here at the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, which has delivered so much brilliant race action for us thus far today. And I feel sure that will continue.
Good luck.
Here's Alan Terzic.
Good luck. Enjoy.
Good luck. Well, that's all the good lucks out of the way then. And all the cars are lined up on the grid. Just 5 seconds away from the start signal. Alan Terzic, pole position. Well, I didn't hear the klaxons, but the drivers did. And Alan Terzic seemingly Mickey Hoyer P2. Mickey Hoyer trying to go around the outside. And Mickey Hoyer now having to just Going to the wheel tracks of Alan Terzic, who did get a perfect start there. One to watch out for is going to be Risto Kappet. And also Andreas Jochumsen, and of course, Simončić is around. Sideways goes Alan Terzic, is into the barriers. That plays nicely into the hands of Martin Stefanko. Alan Terzic gets it pointing in the right direction again. Whether significant damage has been done to the car and whether he'll be able to continue or not, well, it played right into the hands of Martin Stefanko. Mickey Hoyer trying to take advantage as well. Risto Kappet, I said, could be one to watch here. He's P3 at the moment. And Andreas Jochumsen also could be one to watch, as could Janis Simončić. So, as the cars run down, this is lap 1 of this 3-lap level 4 race, which is being led by Martin Stefanko, following, of course, Alan Terzic making contact right at the barriers, right at the top of the route. Let's go on board now with Risto Kappet then, running in P3, chasing down Mickey Hoyer. It was lovely to hear all about Risto Kappet earlier on in the program and how committed and passionate he is about racing for the climate, and he's such a good racing driver as well. So the gap between P3 and P1 is merely 1.1 seconds, as you can see. The disadvantage for Risto Kappet is he's got Mickey Hoyer in P2, so if he's as quick as Mickey Hoyer, that's great, but he's got to find a way by as well before he can begin to take the race to Martin Stefanko. Andreas Jochumsen then running in P4. And there is Andreas Jochumsen then for TK9 eSpeed, and he's pushing Risto Kappet here. So Andreas Jochumsen, great shot of him working his sim there and chasing down Risto Kappet. So the more that Risto Kappet tries to attack ahead, he's also going to be very aware of the fact that he becomes very vulnerable to Andreas Jochumsen, who's already proved his worth today, let's be honest, for TK9 eSpeed. So Martin Stefanko with just 0.3 over Mickey Hoyer in P2. Then it is Risto Kappet and Andreas Jochumsen in all sorts of strife for TK9 eSpeed.
One more
Andreas,
crash,
we were
please, guys.
bigging you up. And unfortunately,
Yeah,
that just proves how on a knife edge you are in these cars. So Martin Stefanko, Mickey Hoyer and Risto Kappet, the top 3, have broken away then a little bit from Simončić now, and of course that plays into the hands of Alan Terzic, who's able to advantage himself one place with Andreas Jochumsen having gone into the barriers. So Risto Kappet continuing to fight with Mickey Hoyer, although the fight is not intensive yet. We're on lap 2 of 3. And they're kind of gapped evenly, aren't they? 0.6 between P1 and P2 and 0.6 between P2 and P3. But here comes Risto Kappet now. We're on board with him as he tries to reel in Mickey Hoyer. P4 is Simončić, and there is Simončić doing his level best to get on terms with Risto Kappet as well, who we were on board with just a few moments ago. So Risto Kappet in that P3 place, Simončić then in P4 with Terzic and Jochumsen P5 and P6. So Martin Stefanko 0.6 in the lead. The gap between Risto Kappet and Janis Simončić you can see in graphics there. And as they reach the bus stop for the second time of asking in this level 4 race, round they go now. And as they cross the timeline live, it will be interesting to see how the gaps have evolved. To be honest, they've hardly changed, truthfully. All the cars so evenly matched, and so too the drivers. Let's go on board with Mickey Hoyer. This is the wonderful shot then. First of all, you take the curbs there, then on the way out, boy, you've got to be so committed and so confident in the grip afforded to you. And he's reeling in Martin Stefanko. Reel in. Takes a look at the inside, but I don't think Mickey was quite close enough to be able to do it. But of course, all he's got is this lap to do it now. So Stefanko P1, but being hounded by Hoyer. Don't lose sight of the fact that Risto Kappet could pick up the pieces here if these two should have any unfortunate coming together in their quest to be the very best in this level 4 race. So on board with Risto Kappet then. P3, ahead of him is Mickey Hoyer. Now Mickey Hoyer having a really good go at Martin Stefanko. But we reached the second part of this final lap then. And it's this second part of the lap where you can carry and build so much speed. It's a question of whether you can use it to try and find a way by. And Martin Stefanko has done very well here. He's seen off the threat from Mickey Hoyer. And Mickey Hoyer, he's not finished with this yet because he's carrying a lot of speed now. You've got to be very, very good, though, to make it work through the chicane. And I'm not sure that Mickey Hoyer is close enough to be able to do that. So Martin Stefanko, barring any disaster, should go through. Risto Kappet really closing in to the back of Mickey Hoyer. But it's as we were then as they cross the line now. Martin
Good job,
Stefanko,
good
Mickey Hoyer,
professional job,
Risto
guys.
Kappet, the top
Enjoy the finals.
Yeah, nice to see you, Ernie.
Yeah, thank you. It's a bit hard to get anywhere when you are doomed to back of the grid.
Yeah, tough luck.
So Stefanko, Hoyer, Kappet, and Simoncic. And there is Risto Kappet. Let's hear from him now with Nicki Shields.
Risto Kappet, congratulations. You've managed to secure yourself in the next level. Well done. Risto, can you hear me?
Hello, yes I can.
Hello. Okay, talk us through that race then. Highs and lows.
Oh man, well, starting fourth, I knew I had to make a move or either survive, but yeah, Euros is so tricky with these cars that there's always a chance somebody messes it up, and yeah, lucky for him, lucky for me, Alan went out, so most of the race I was just comfortable in third, and I knew that, well, actually I wasn't comfortable. Joachimsen behind me was fast as well, but then he lost it, and after that, the last two laps, just the top three, we were being nice and steady, and just knowing that we just need to go through, and we will leave the hard racing for the next round.
Brilliant. All right then. Well, take a very short break, and we'll be joining you very, very shortly for the next race. Let's go to Alan Terzic to find out his perspective of that race. Talk us through what happened in lap one, Alan.
Well, my game froze right on top of Rouge, and there's not much more to say. I just couldn't get it back, and it's over.
Oh,
again.
Oh no, don't say it like that. You know, it really is obviously very disappointing, but will you be able to pick yourself back up and come back next time stronger?
I thought this was the one, but I guess not. Let's see you next
you did
time.
put in a phenomenal performance up until that moment.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Alan. Right, let's go to the final race classification.
Thank you, Nicki. And Martin Stefanko then through to level 5, Mickey Hoyer through to level 5, Risto Kappet through to level 5, P1, P2, P3 respectively. Regrettably, we lose Janis Simoncic and Alan Terzic then, who said he thought tonight was going to be his night. It wasn't to be. And Andreas Jochimsen for TK9 eSpeed, who'd done such a good job earlier on tonight. He's out as well. So those are the results from level 4, the semi-final.
So there are just 2 more races left to go tonight to decide the winner of the EX Prix of Belgium. So don't go anywhere. But before we do move on to those final levels, it's time to quickly introduce our EX0, the world's fastest virtual electric racing car.
The EX0 is the world's fastest virtual electric racing car, created by Le Mans winner and DTM champion Mike Rockenfeller, with the help of technical partners from the real racing world. In theory, the car could become reality. Right now, the virtual version is exclusively available for the R-Factor 2 racing simulation. EX stands for Experimental Electric Prototype, 0 for zero emissions. With 1000 HP and 1000 kilograms, the EX0 has a power-to-weight ratio of 1:1, allowing lap times close to those of the latest LMP1 hybrids. The car accelerates from 0 to 200 kilometers per hour in just 4.6 seconds and is able to reach a top speed of approximately 384 kilometers per hour on the lowest drag configuration. It has 2 forward gears and 4-wheel drive with 2 electric engines, one at the front, one at the rear axle. The 85 kilowatt battery allows about 15 minutes of racing. Together with partners like Formula E and DTM champions Abt Sportsline, RCCO will keep the EX0 in line with the development of zero-emission drivetrains in the real world. In future, also allowing car brands to develop their own cars for the platform. And all this with a clear purpose, creating awareness for the climate crisis and collecting donations. Each lap completed in the RCCO World EX Championship increases the hashtag Racing for the Climate jackpot, which will be devoted to a climate conservation project selected by the world champion at the end of the season. In the first 6 rounds, 872 laps have been completed, which adds up to a total of €8,720. World EX has partnered with crowdfunding specialists Fundraiser from Canada to collect as many donations as possible, offering fans special incentives they cannot buy. Let's move on to Level 5, the final. 6 cars, over 3 laps then. And we mix up our pro and esports racers. Row 1, then Bruno Senna and Martin Stefanko. Row 2, Romain Grosjean and Mickey Hoyer.
Will be in the final.
Then on row 3, Philippe Dennis and Risto Kappet. This is going to be one to put in the books, I reckon. This is going to be very, very exciting. Our Level 5 final is about to take to the track. Bruno Senna.
Good luck, gentlemen. Have fun. Be nice to me.
He's polite.
What did you say? Robin is racing?
I didn't say that. You must be confusing me with someone else.
No, you kind of did.
That's going to come back to haunt you, Bruno. Stand by. We're about to start the race. So a good start from Martin Stefanko and Bruno Senna as well. Bear in mind, Romain Grosjean and Mickey Hoyer, they're going to have a good battle. So is Philippe Dennis going to be right involved in this. But Martin Stefanko, P1, Bruno Senna, P2. Here comes Romain Grosjean on the grass, on the curbs. That did not play well for Romain, who's lost out on places. Oh, no!
You killed my boss.
Well, I was off track already at that stage.
Both Mickey Hoyer and Romain Grosjean.
Car is gone. Car is gone.
What
Are you
a
okay,
shame.
Roman?
I'm disappointed because I lift off as much as I could. I brake, but someone came behind too fast.
That was rear-ended somehow.
You can sense the disappointment for Romain Grosjean, and that's racing. So Martin Stefanko leading from Bruno Senna, then Philippe Dennis and Risto Kappet and Mickey Hoyer then in that P5 place. So this is level 5. It's Martin Stefanko and Bruno Senna, P1 and P2, and you can see that Stefanko with a 1.4 second margin over Bruno Senna. Philippe Dennis then P3, but that's really academic. Risto Kappet P4, Mickey Hoyer P5. So 3 laps then. We've lost Romain Grosjean, regrettably. Mickey Hoyer still in the mix, but I think missing his rear wing as well. So that means he's way down the order, and that is going to cause him real strife. So now, Philippe Dennis, what you've got to do here is get by Bruno Senna, and you're going to be in the super final. However, you've got to get by Bruno Senna, and we know that Bruno has already indicated that Robin is racing and that he's going to make that car as wide as possible to deny the opportunity for Philippe Dennis to go through. The top 2, of course, going through to the super final at the moment, the way it stands, as we are on to lap 2 of 3. It's Martin Stefanko.
Martin, slow down and help me, man.
Yeah, come, Martin.
Oh, and now Philippe Dennis having a go around the outside. Now Risto Kappet again.
Ready.
Could be in a position to take advantage here, and sure enough he does. Just as predicted, Risto Kappet now picks up that P3 place. So Philippe Dennis relegated to P4. So all of a sudden, it is Risto Kappet in with a potential chance, but of course the driver that he's got to get by is Bruno Senna. Very difficult to overtake, and not only that, Risto Kappet has got Philippe Dennis really chasing him hard. Philippe Dennis really disappointed to have gone back to P4 when he was in that P3 position, but it was good overtake from Risto Kappet, who just took advantage of the situation as the drivers fought ahead of him. He was just in the position to be able to go through. Philip Dennis, though, going to have a go at Risto Kappet. Risto Kappet not able to get close enough to Bruno Senna. Why? Because his rearview mirror is full of Philip Dennis. Coming back here, Philip Dennis then taking a wide line there to try and carry as much speed as possible. We can see him working hard at the sim here. Philip Dennis then P4, Risto Kappet P3. Of course, it is only the top two going through, and that at the moment is Martin Stefanko and Bruno Senna. So, the best esport and the best pro driver. So Risto Kappet has got a win to go through. So as they cross the line then to go for the next and final lap, do bear in mind that Risto Kappet has not only got to get by Bruno Senna, he's got to get by Martin Stefanko as well. That's going to be a tall order in one lap, but never say never. Martin Stefanko leading Bruno Senna. P1, P2 at the moment. Whoa! And Risto Kappet running wide, and that has allowed Philip Dennis to go through into that P3 place. Now in the target sights is Bruno Senna. So if Philip Dennis can get by Bruno Senna, but Risto Kappet's coming back here, this is far from over yet. So Martin Stefanko, Bruno Senna, Philip Dennis, Risto Kappet, and then Mickey Hoyer. Martin Stefanko up the road a bit, 2.5 seconds. And Bruno Senna then as Philip Dennis and Risto Kappet continue their fight over P3, which is playing rather into the hands of Bruno Senna. So Philip Dennis, it is now or never. He's got to do it within the remaining part of this lap. So just about starting sector 3 now, and it's where Philip Dennis is going to have to find the speed from somewhere, and not only the speed from somewhere, but the ability to overtake Bruno Senna as well, who you can see just how much Bruno Senna is concentrating, how much Bruno Senna wants to be in this super final. So Philip Dennis carrying as much speed as possible. And as they head up now through this kink, it's just the bus stop turn. Philip Dennis sideways, loses too much speed. That plays nicely into the hands of Bruno Senna as Martin Stefanko wins. And Bruno Senna takes
Williams
P2.
1 and 2, baby. Let's go.
Nice.
Let's go, Bruno.
Now let me win the next one, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
I just ended at the Eau Rouge.
Williams
Wonderful.
Esports. Martin Stefanko, Bruno Senna then, P1, P2, Philip Dennis, P3, Risto Kappet, P4, and...
I was looking at my mirrors the whole time, just looking if Bruno is safe.
You could have slowed down a little bit for me to get your slipstream. They were pushing.
I know. I just didn't want to risk it,
Bruno, clearly you're feeling very happy right now. Congratulations through to your first super final, and you've got your teammate alongside you. I think that's also a first in this competition. 2 teammates going head to head.
I think RAG did it. Masters, didn't they?
Yeah. Okay. Well remembered. Well remembered.
They beat us to it, but I'm happy that I'm with my teammate in the super final, and he told me already that he's gonna let me win.
Well, technically, if you're playing a strategic move here, Martin has already secured himself a place in the final. So really, if you want to get yourself in the final, he should let you win.
I'm gonna have to talk to the director, Williams, and see what he says. But I know that Martin is a really nice guy.
Well, we'll soon find out, won't we? Brilliant. Thanks very much, guys. Right, let's have a quick catch up with Mike Rockenfeller. Mike, what do you make of all of that? Brilliant to see both Bruno and Martin there in the super final.
Yes, I think they both really deserve it. I'm very sorry for some other guys like Romain. He tried really to avoid any incident in Eau Rouge and got taken out, but it happens. It's sim racing, and we saw a lot of good action, and now we hopefully have a close battle for the final win. I hope Bruno makes it, because it would mean that he has a ticket for the super final, like you said, and I'm sure those two have some good communication beforehand.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm very intrigued to see what is going to play out. So without further ado, I think we should head to the grid.
However, let's just confirm the results. Martin Stefanko, Bruno Senna going through the super final then. P1 and P2, it was Philip Dennis, Risto, Kappet, Mickey Hoyer, Romain Grosjean that were P3, 4, 5 and 6 respectively. This is going to be a very interesting super final. Here is the starting grid then. It's Bruno Senna and Martin Stefanko side by side. One esports star, one pro star. Who will be victorious? We will find out in one.
It's all or nothing, the super final.
And that's all it is, Bruno Senna. Standing by, of course, Bruno Senna would love a ticket through to that finale at the Nürburgring Nordschleife. Martin Stefanko, is he going to let him do that? What do you think? Every racing driver is a racing driver. Team orders or no team orders, I don't think that's going to be. I don't think that's going to be a given. So, Bruno, you're going to have to do it all your own way. And Martin Stefanko is going to try and prevent that.
All right, my friend.
Best of luck.
Well, let's have some fun, shall we?
Yes, indeed.
But then, what do I know? Right, Martin Stefanko P1, Bruno Senna P2.
At least our bosses will be happy one day.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Stand by, gentlemen, because the starting klaxon is about to sound.
Didn't expect it, but here we go.
So green flag waves, and here comes the final then, and it is Martin Stefanko that is able to show Bruno Senna a clean pair of heels through La Source, but Bruno Senna going to get the benefit of the toe then from Martin Stefanko as they run downhill now. Bruno Senna to the inside, but dives out of it. And remains Martin Stefanko. Can he control the car at the top here? We've seen so many cars go awry here. And going into the Camel Straight then, as Bruno Senna pulls right alongside Martin Stefanko, but does he go through? Yes, he does. So it is Bruno Senna P1, Martin Stefanko P2. I have never seen Bruno Senna concentrate as much as he's concentrated tonight, and the results have come his way as a result of that. Bruno Senna, Martin Stefanko P1, P2, then as they run downhill here. How much resistance is Martin Stefanko going to afford to Bruno Senna's victory here? As I said, they are both racing drivers, one a pro star, one an esports star, and the pride of P1 means a lot to every racing driver. But Bruno Senna showing Martin Stefanko a margin of some 0.6 of a second now. Bruno Senna got it all under control, and Martin Stefanko is not pushing him as hard as perhaps I thought he would. So Bruno Senna then, as you can see, maintains that concentration, maintains that focus, and is doing a very good job here because he is...
Oh, here comes the slipstream.
He is building a big margin. Has Jost Capito been on the in-car phone here to Martin Stefanko and said, come on, Martin? No, because look, Martin really closes into Bruno now, but I think Bruno has done enough. As they head towards the line, Bruno Senna wins the super final.
Well done.
Thank you, Martin.
Well deserved, man. Well deserved.
Well, it wasn't a terrible lap, 55.6. It was my best one so far.
That's good. That's good.
Nice job, man. Good job.
Yeah, you as well, man. Well done. Williams 1 and 2, and both drivers in the finale.
Oh yes, super nice.
Let's go.
Well, huge congratulations, Bruno Senna. You have indeed secured yourself a spot in that grand finale in November. Now, I saw some quite, well, you made a great move there on Martin Stefanko. Did he put up a fight? That is the question.
Well, he was on the inside. He was defending, wasn't he? But I didn't see him lifting either. Maybe he wasn't quite as stern with his defense as he would have been with someone else. But, you know, that's teammates for you. We cannot damage our cars. And that's how good teams work.
Excellent, excellent. Well, it's brilliant because, as you said, you've managed to secure yourself not one but 2 places for the Williams team in that grand finale, and it was a great race to watch.
Yeah, I'm super happy. I mean, I didn't make any mistakes. The lap time was actually not terrible either. And Martin was giving me some. I'm sure that if I had made any mistakes, he wouldn't be letting me just have it easy. So I'm really happy. Thank you, Martin, and nice job. And I'll see you in November.
See you as well. Good job.
You better pitch up to the other races in between before then.
Yeah, definitely. But that one is a special one. I need to get practicing, I guess.
Absolutely. Well, enjoy some celebrations. Yeah, very good day for Williams, and it's particularly after their recent success as well. Right, take care, Bruno. Take care, Martin. We'll see you at the next round, round 8. All the best.
Take care. Thank you.
Well, Mike, what do you make of that? Not 1, but 2 Williams drivers in the super final. And Bruno Senna, our Brazilian esports, well, pro driver, I should say, that has converted to an esports driver, has managed to secure himself a spot in the grand finale.
Yeah, I mean, luckily he's still a real racer, and he's taking part, obviously, in the sim racing events. And he's a great guy, very entertaining, always a smile on his face, and but still serious. I think, great result for Williams. It looks like Spa suits them this week, or the last couple of days, being in P2 already in the Formula 1 race, and now 1 and 2 double victory. I think Williams and Jos Capito can be very happy about it and the whole stuff. But I'm sure they enjoyed Sunday even more than tonight. But still, it's what we want to see, and I really enjoyed a lot of battles in the races tonight, especially Romain and Bruno, as they are real racers, and it was great to see them battle.
It really was, wasn't it? It was a night with some superb wheel-to-wheel action, and seeing them all go flat out around Eau Rouge was just brilliant to see. Very special. Let's take a look at the final race results, and then, of course, the driver standings. So they are the race results. Bruno Senna there in P1, our pro driver, who's taken the win for Williams Esports. Martin Stefanko, his teammate, a P2 secured for him. Philip Dennis, Risto Kappet, Nicki Hoyer, Roman Grosjean down there in P6 after spinning out in the final. Yannick Simonek in P7, Henry Drury P8, Alan Terzic P9, and Andreas Jochimsen in P10 for the TK9 eSpeed team. So let's take a look at the driver standings at the moment. We've got 5 drivers who have qualified and secured themselves a position in that finale. Lasse Sorensen, Martin Stefanko, Risto Kappet, Philip Dennis and Bruno Senna, all with points to their names. Now looking at how the team standings line up. Williams Esports there closing in on TK9 eSpeed. P1 for the Tom Christensen team there, but Williams Esports not far behind. RHG Esports, obviously Roman Grosjean's team there in P3. BS Plus competition in P4. Well, there we have it. That has been the end of our round 9 of Racing for the Climate. We really hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. It's getting really exciting. Quite a critical moment in the RCCO World EX Championship. So do make sure you join us next time because it's going to get even more intense, because we're going to be racing at another high-speed track. We'll be going to Monza. What a location indeed. Thank you so much for watching. Do join us for some more wheel-to-wheel action at the RCCO World EX Championship.